kids are young, here's what you do for Illich's. You go up there. Well, first of all, if are they in school yet or no?
Well, preschool and kindergarten.
Okay, the kindergarten. If they ever do an outing to go to Illich's, they'll get a ticket. Okay, and schools are up there all the time. In fact, right about now they go up there. So what you do is you get a ticket.
You guys,
from anybody coming out.
if you can do me a favor,
And then you upgrade it. You just get the stuff. Then you upgrade it to a season pass for $20.
in other words,
And then your kid
just
gets
have
a
them-
season pass for $20.
Let me just say something. This is not sacred. This can be moved like this, even in the middle of the show, right when we're on the air, when the mic is on. So you guys can switch that back.
How do you know the Pope didn't bless that?
I'll get that time. I'll get that.
Okay, do you want the pins up or down?
No, it don't matter. No, I'm
Then
going to
put
say
them up then, because less light comes through. If you could. Are you telling me there is no microphone that is holding? How you guys doing?
Well, how about just
We just have two of you? Good.
I think she said something about Al.
I think Al just got back. She said,
I can leave.
or tall people.
You don't have to say the dash on my website. I own both.
I don't have to what?
I own both domains.
You're smart, so what is it called?
Hands-on-autotech.com. The dash.
But he also has the one with the dash. So when you say it, I'd say the one with the dash because that sticks out more.
Love dash. When you need them for quality repairs. Okay, so
And then spell dash, that'll really fuck him up.
Man, I'm trying to use this, so I'm trying to use this mic input, I'm sorry, but
No, help yourself.
if it gets to be a pain in your ass, we're gonna switch it around, okay? But for now, if you guys can swing that back and forth, it's really easy. And on my referral list,
No big a deal.
no big a deal. Where's Deputy Clint?
God, I could have killed him when I saw those texts this morning again.
From this guy, Mark, just tell the guy this is a private thing and has nothing to do with you. I would just say that, Mark. It's private. This has nothing.
You don't think I already told him to fuck off a week ago? He won't stop texting me. I think it's done now. Clint didn't take him down until Deputy Dan helped him today.
But why didn't he? He didn't know how?
He didn't know how.
And he said he took it down. So
That's what really pissed me off because I told the guy
So
I'd
why
make
did
sure
he
he
tell
did
us
it.
that?
Well, that's my fault because we left. I told him to give you a call. Clint doesn't do it.
No, seriously. Why did
that wrong?
he tell us? Why did he tell us?
I think he thought he did.
I think he had the ad up three,
Listen,
4
I
times.
have a string of ranting that you might panic on, but I went through it and I put beeps on it, and I'll play it in the queue right now so you can hear it, because I don't want you to panic.
What is it?
Just something I want to
You better
share.
not mess it up. You better find everything.
Yeah, I want you to hear it. Let me really give me your opinion. I really produced this to be used in cases when I go to war.
It's listing. There's simply no substance.
So should I turn the mic on, or can you hear it without it?
Experience. We give you that.
Okay, I gotta get
No,
to it.
turn the mic on. You're good. Go for it.
So, let me find it. Okay.
I can't hear it either.
Well, it's not
much of a rant.
That's the quietest rant ever.
For deaf people.
It's inside.
You no good mother dirty rotten son of a scum-sucking, no-class, ass-pimple, leeching, rip-off, punk, puking, crap-eating, chump, degenerate, tart, moronic, rude turd-eating, sleazebag, snake in the grass bag.
Oh, it's working, so everything's the same, so I'm going to do it again. I don't know why you didn't hear it.
Dirtbag.
Oh, wait.
You left out a few.
You forgot cotton-headed knitting muggers.
Forgot.
Mini?
I hear what sounds like mumbling, but you can barely hear it.
Turn the volume up. Sometimes when you plug in headphones, the tablet detects your ears by turning the volume down.
Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303
713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I want to talk to you about something we're going to do today, so... Yeah, that level is low. It's usually pretty loud. I don't know. There's something, nothing changed here, but I wanted to give the alert to my people because we're going to war with a company that I want your opinion on because I just think it is so stupid. Now, I want to make this clear. I called the owner, Ken, of Granite Depot and said, listen, I want to make sure that the guy who represented himself as being your general manager and spoke for you, I want to make sure you know his stand and what he said. Because, and I did that weeks ago, and I tried to give him a chance to respond. I said, if this is not speaking for the company, let me know. I'm Tom Martino. This is a consumer advocacy show, and we get in the middle of disputes. Now, there's something going on that really sucks with Granite Depot, but that's not the only problem we've had. We have this one with a wedding dress. We were so confused that we went and literally picked up the wedding dress, and we have it here to examine. We have a lot of disputes we get personally involved in. That's why I say it's the only show of its kind anywhere. No one does this in the media or anywhere. You know, you can't hire an attorney for every conflict you have, but you sure as hell can call me, and our team will get right on it. 303-MARTINO, 24/7, or you can call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Of course, today is Car Day. It's brought to you by Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. Rocky's has used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans, a giant selection. They do the financing right there, 40 lenders to choose from. And we only endorse people on our referral list and on our commercials that we believe in. And I'm telling you this, if you have any feedback on any of our sponsors, we want to know. It's unlike any other list. You know, you're not going to get somebody to do anything for you truly when it comes to Angie's List and Home Advisor and all the others. Let's face it, this is a list backed by a consumer advocate and a team of consumer advocates. We love what we do. So Rockies, don't forget, they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7. And again, they're just a good company with great selection and also great financing, selection in financing. And they give high trade-in values because they want to sell those cars on the lot. So they want good, clean cars. You get a Carfax with every car. But of course, if you shop around Rockies, realize as you will, all they ask is that you put them on the list. 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal. Now, speaking of consumer advocacy, we want your calls. Even if you don't think you have a case, or maybe you think, you know, I do have a case, or I'm not sure. Call us, 303-713-TALK. Today is Car Day. Every Friday we have Car Day. Now, that doesn't mean we do just cars, but we concentrate on cars. And so today is Car Day, and we take priority calls for cars, but we'll talk about anything on your mind. Again, like I said, I opened talking about our problem with Depot, right? Granite Depot. Now, our experts today, Jeff Vick from Kimmer Transmission, and Tom Maggio, Hands On Auto Tech. So welcome, guys. Hands On Auto Tech is up north in the Longmont area, and Jeff Vick is over at Peoria and Arapahoe. So, guys, thank you very much for being here, and I want you to chime in whenever you have something to say or you can add. In fact, we have an extra chair over there with a mic, right? I mean, what? That's going to waste over there, so I don't know. You can see. We got a mic right over there. Oh, there he goes. Never mind. He's here. So then Al Ramos just walked in from Pro Auto Care. Okay, so let's get to the phones, and then we'll go back to our experts. The thing with Home Depot, it all boils down to this. I call this a customer behavioral guide, meaning, should customers be treated based on how they treat the business? Now, I want to tell you this. I think beforehand, businesses need to know how to avoid customers or turn down business. If in the business of car repair, somebody comes in with 180,000 miles and they have their own spark plugs in their hand and a belt and say, can you put these on? And also, by the way, let me know if you need to remove any bolts. I'm going to go down to Ace and get some grade 8s. I don't want to use this or that. I mean, you can tell when you got a nut. Also, when it comes to kitchens, roofs, everything, you know who you're dealing with. It's more important to avoid a customer. But when you accept a customer, you do what's right, and I don't think it's based on how the customer acts. In this case, Andrew Zupa at Granite Depot claimed he's not going to help this guy because he's a jerk. That's really what it boils down to. But what I don't like no refund policies for no reason. If it doesn't cost you anything, why would you keep people's money? I just don't think there's any reason for it. Now, many people have non-refundable policies. I'm in the middle of a dispute with a company online where they give, listen to this one, they allow you to subscribe monthly to their service. You sign up for a year, and they auto-draft your account monthly. Does that sound fair? Sure it does, right, guys? Now listen to the logic of this. I'd like to know what you think. If you cancel on month 3, they won't collect for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Why? Because you quit, even though you had a year agreement. That's their agreement. But if you pay in full for the year, at no savings, you just pay in full for convenience, and you cancel in month 3, you do not get a refund. They say there are no refunds. And I know why they do that, because if you're in the middle of a month and you quit, they don't want to give you a refund, but you're not billed for the future. But if you pay in advance 1 full year and you quit in month 3, they say, sorry, our policy is no refunds. Does that seem logical to you? They will refund people who pay by the month. They won't refund them, but they'll stop billing them. But if you pay by the year and you stop, they won't go retroactive. They won't stop billing. They're, in essence, taking the whole fee. To me, that's illogical. That's no reason. Now, Granite Depot, they might have a refund policy, but what is reasonable? This guy went and ordered some granite and then canceled the next day. I believe I'm going to let him speak for himself. But I can't believe Granite Depot's response. And, of course, the owner is standing behind Andrew Zupa because I gave him every opportunity to get in touch with me. In fact, I begged him to, because I said, I don't think this is the way you want to be portrayed, but apparently he does. So, John, what happened at Granite Depot?
Well, Tom, I went in there in March, and I looked at a couple pieces of granite. I sent pictures to my wife, and so I picked one of the two and said, we'll come back and look at both of them tomorrow. Well,
but you did sign up and buy it.
Yes,
okay.
And I didn't know if I was going to buy which one, but we changed our mind about doing the remodel, and I went in the next morning.
The next morning, and you said, you know, come to think of it, we just don't want it. Now, listen, I don't care about that. I think that's no big deal. So you tear up the contract and walk away. But what happened?
They referred me to their cancellation clause. They take 25% of your money up front, and then they give you a store credit. So in my case, I'm left with a $2,400 store credit I can't use.
How much did you put down?
It was $3,350.
Okay. And you did it on a credit card?
Yeah, my debit card.
Oh, debit. Okay. Then you got how much back? Did you actually get back?
I've never gotten anything back.
But you were entitled at the time to get how much back?
The only thing...
I'm just asking, John, what their policy was. How much money were you...
They have a 75% store credit they give you. They will not give you back a cash refund.
No, so the 25% you don't get back nothing. They keep 25%. Okay, yep. So they keep 25%, and then the rest of it, the 75%, is store credit.
Yes.
Okay, and so that was it, and you wanted your money back.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, on the face of it, it's nothing wrong. You got ticked off, though, and you picketed, didn't you?
Yep. I went out there for 7 days.
He claims that you forced your wife to do it, and you were being a jerk. You were accosting customers. You were yelling at them. You were being a real jerk.
Well,
but in the past, Granite Depot, in cases like this, would simply refund money. They say they don't need to keep money. I think they're probably hurting right now compared to. I have my own reasons for believing this, because I don't really think, when I called Andrew, he was at home, but he says he's kind of still the general manager and kind of not, which I don't understand.
I loved when he said, I love this. This is from the business manager, the GM over there. I rather burn a pile of money
than give it to
him. What an idiotic thing to say.
He also said he'd rather go to a strip club and stuff it in a stripper's panties than give it to him.
He said that?
Yes, he did. And he said that John is a jerk, and as long as he is alive and living and breathing, he won't get a dime. He won't even get the store credit. That's what he said. And he said, we don't want customers like that. And I said, does Granite Depot really believe this? I mean, the guy came in overnight the next day. I don't understand this part. Were you a jerk right from the beginning? And John, no matter what you say, I don't care about the jerk part. I'm just asking, were you a jerk from like the beginning, or only when you found out you couldn't get your money back?
I don't think I was a jerk.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. No one does. John, his definition of a jerk. When did you start becoming, you know what I mean, where it wasn't, thank you very much, sir. Okay. Is that your stance, 75%? Yeah.
Yeah, that was when we started picketing, and I didn't force
So that
my wife to do it.
day when he said you couldn't have your money back, you didn't come up in arms and start really getting really mad?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, in any case, Andrew Zupa said that they don't believe in refunds under any circumstances. Now, they used to. But he said no refunds. They will give you store credit, and they keep 25%. And especially in your case, they will never do it, no matter how much it costs and no matter what people think. And he'd rather burn the money because he says it's personal. And and this is the most unprofessional. I mean, I can't even quote what he said on the air. And he said, you know, he started bragging about how much Granite Depot makes and how Ken doesn't need, you know, this or that, and it doesn't matter if people don't like it. They're always going to sell granite, and they blow away the competition. But what's really true is they don't blow away the competition. They give the illusion. Now, technically, should you be bound by the refund policy? I mean, I guess technically, right? I mean, you knew what you were getting into that night?
I didn't know about their cancellation policy, but he offered to give me $2,400.
Yeah, I know. And then he said you were a jerk because you wanted it all back, and it was just overnight. I want to know what people think. I want to know what people think.
Yeah, do you bend the policy when the policy is that egregious?
What really bothered me is how adamant he was and how he can feel about customers and how he started venting about most customers and how they're pains in the ass. And I don't know how you can be in a customer service. The granite business is all about service, and how he can almost have a disdain for consumers because they're always complaining. He starts bringing up all of the complaints they're getting, and I'm thinking to myself, well, do you get that many complaints at Granite Depot? There's a problem. What is their rating? I mean, apparently he is sick and tired of complaints. He's sick and tired of people asking for refunds. And I get the impression they're a slam bam thank you when you walk out the door. They just want to get the sale done, and then you're handed over to subcontractors from that point forward. I mean, I don't think you even see Granite Depot after that.
I'm baffled by the business decision itself. Forget about all the stupid decisions I think they're making, but just the fact you give this guy that money back, he goes away. I mean, I've paid customers off in the past.
It did not cost them a dime.
I know.
But are they that money grubbing that they need every little penny, and the day after you walk in there, they say, go screw yourself. You're not getting it back. Now they're going to say, well, we would give them back some of the money in store credit, but we're keeping 25%. See, the deal is that here's the bottom line. If you go to Granite Depot, you're not going to deal with employees except at the time of purchase. You're not going to get a refund, and really their culture there is they don't like people. I mean, that is, Mark, did that come across in the phone call or not? Am I exaggerating one bit?
No, I can't believe this stuff he said. It's crazy. The whole stripper thing and burning a pile of money, they're insane.
And consumers are pains in the ass. I mean, if that's the culture of that company, that inside they feel like you're a pain in the ass, you come to me, you know, all you want to do is
maybe they've checked out, man.
I don't know. Somebody checked out. So I called the owner and I said, I left a very important message. Is this it? Is this it? Does he speak for you? We didn't even get a courtesy of a text, a phone call, an email. So I can't believe that a company that big just doesn't give a damn. I want to know people's opinions. Anyway, I think you're insane if you go to Granite Depot. I do. I think you're insane. Why? Because of how they treat you and the many complaints we get about this no refund. Now, I can see if they are a week away from installation, but when you go in the very next day and the only reason you have is the guy's a jerk, I want to know what you think. Truly, 303-713-TALK. We also have a lot of car questions, so get your car questions in. And right now, one of the things I want to talk about is Rocky's Autos. Again, 63rd and Federal. What I say that for is you don't really need to call, but you can if you want. But the thing is, if you go there one day and then you go back the next, you may not get what you want the first time around, but it might be there the second time around. Even their website at rockysautos.com has a tough time keeping up. So what I encourage you to do is go and visit and see if they have what you want. Visit the website, but don't give up on them. They can even find things at auctions for you if you have a specific car that you want. And, of course, they're always taking trades every day. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7. 40 lenders to choose from. So if you want to pay a big down payment, a little down payment, if your credit gets you a better rate at one lender, you have the choice. 63rd and Federal and Carfax with every car, and they don't let it leave the lot until you're 100% approved. So there's no funny things like other dealers do. They call you back and say, oh, we made a mistake. You know, you got to bring the car back. They don't do that crap. That's Rocky's, 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7, 303-426-4646.
You buy Audible. I think it was because they didn't do it yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
Put it off the highway. He's got a
So the wedding dress we'll have on Monday, but they settled.
Watch out for delays
So
on that stretch.
she's just got to get her to sign for paying her back $2,000.
I don't think she owes it.
I do.
No, the dress is, so this is the thing, the dress still is not finished. So if they had to, if she tried to sell it, it's not even clear, and so.
And she was late. She couldn't even get the photographs.
So it was about like, the
I've done a lot of these
deadline
things
date
before.
was July 14th. She didn't get it till right, so they get a lot of, she get the photos, the bridal photos, it's done, and they are, the dress was even ready, nicest, so it was. And I never felt like.
Let's not forget Natalie Holloway got killed there.
And I am making him take me to a reading there.
Who the heck is Natalie
Holloway? She's that senior girl, the girl that went missing.
She went to Aruba, Vandersloot.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
That's where she died.
It's a good thing Suzanne got back.
I was worried. I doubled up her life insurance policy.
I would.
But
You don't make too much invested in Enrique.
it's called One Happy Island, and it truly is.
Everybody I've
so
ever talked to, that's the Aruba.
Not Natalie Holloway. She had nothing
What
to
was
say
the other
about
girl? The girl, I hate to say this, was Kazuna's from Paradise Island, the one that married the rich guy. Oh, Smith, Anna Nicole.
Oh.
That was Bahamas, wasn't it?
That was Bahamas.
I should have said it that. That was very sexist. I'm sorry. but that was her reputation. I'm sorry.
Then you're black and white today.
Wasn't she on?
I'm so glad.
On what was the movie? Leslie Nielsen, the comic, the comedian.
Feeling as financially secure as you'd like to.
Anna Nicole Smith. Was she on it with him? Airplane. Was she on the airplane? No, she was on the
God, Airplane's so old, I doubt it.
No, she was on a newer one.
She married, Anna Nicole Smith married that really old guy. Yeah, but he was like 90 old. He was like Dan old.
You were pissed off his family.
Your house is
Whoa!
Okay, his family was pissed off.
Oh, his family was livid.
But he died with a smile on his face.
Tax-free money. Owning your home. That's right. You still own your home, but now
Hey,
have access to
how's it going?
Smile on his face and a bulge in his pants.
Oh my goodness.
Bulge down.
We think. And our son was a heroin addict, wasn't he?
Oh, really? Oh, and Nicole.
Nicole. Anna Nicole, remember? I gotta look it up.
Didn't she play Marilyn Monroe in a movie?
She's played a bunch of different good terrible actors.
Was she?
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh my goodness.
She was also, there was something else about her.
Oh, her son and stuff. You're right. I remember now.
Anna Nicole Smith. There we go.
She looked like Marilyn Monroe.
She certainly did.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun.
That's all.
My fever. I just had it stuck.
She looks like the one-liners that dude used to do. Oh my goodness.
She's funny.
What a terrible
Kevin Nealon.
Those skyscraper, to the limit.
It's like Steve Martin and Kevin Nealon in one person.
Yes.
She shows too much guns.
Airplane, yeah, that was.
I like when he talks, he's up here and he's talking about the little boy, I forget what he says.
We can't figure out what changed. I know what you were saying, but our output is the same every year.
How about the output on your tablet?
I just boosted it, so we'll see that. My volume was 3/4 on the output on this. I want to try in 2 whenever you, we don't have to do it this way.
You're not using a splitter, are you?
All right, yeah, let's do it next break since we're really late already.
Ollie House, 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. Call today.
Michael Brown, afternoons 4 to 7.
I'm so looking forward to Dell's.
Cortez says that socialized medicine is going
I love that place. I love their bone-in ribeye is my favorite steak, and I have had fucking steaks everywhere.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
my taste for steak is diminished. I used to love it. I don't like it anymore that much, and I don't like Coke anymore. I don't know why.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Flexident is the preferred way to repair a car from dents, dings, hail. It's not just from, by the way, parking lots. I mean, from hail, it's also parking lots. Parking lot dings, people say, hey, what do I do? They don't want to put in an insurance thing. And what they don't understand, truly, is that you can literally get that fixed for pennies. I mean, it's not expensive at all. So here's what we have. 303-619-6273. You can get right through and make an appointment, and Flexident has trained technicians. Mark brought his car there. I'm bringing my car there. I haven't got it in right now, but I'm going to get it in there, and I urge you to do it. They've been here a long time. They have more than 20 years experience each. 303-619-6273, flexidentofcolorado.com. Don't disturb the paint. Don't detract from value. Chris has a comment on that, Andrew Zupa and the Granite Depot situation. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, all I can tell you is that I just caught your phone call on your last call.
To be the general manager at American Furniture.
Right, exactly.
And he's a brilliant man, excellent marketer, did a great job at American, did a great job at Granite as far as sales. I don't know if lately he's just signed out, like Mark said. It sounds like he's just had it.
I won't tell you where he lived, but we live in a fairly nice home. We got our cabinets, everything from Granite Depot.
Oh, okay. Did you have a good experience?
No.
You know, really, almost everyone I talk to who use Granite Depot, they can't stand them. Now that's bad.
He came into it. They cracked our granite in 3 or 4 places. Told us that you could hardly see it, that they weren't going to fix it, that we could sue him if we wanted to. He brought up about 20 people with him, and insulted my wife, insulted me. Said they don't measure cabinets, that our floors weren't level. I mean, and we dropped probably $55,000 at least with these guys.
So how did it end up? What did you do?
Well, we basically, the CEO who didn't call you back, the owner.
Yeah.
He's a fairly nice guy.
Oh, no, he really is a nice guy, but I think he's checked out too. I think there's no one minding the store right now. I truly don't. I don't think they give a damn about people. That's what I think.
Well,
I think they care about sales.
Yeah, and I think, you know, at the end of the day, they came up and he tried to get involved and try to fix some things, and I was promised some things verbally by Andrew that never.
Okay, so where do we stand? Where do we stand right now? You're saying you would never.
This is 2 years. No, I just walked away from it. At some point, I just,
It's the same story from everybody that's used them.
No, it is. It is. And thanks for your comments. Here's a guy spent 55 grand. He hates him. Okay, Max has a GMC 12 Sierra. Oh, 2012. Is that what you're saying? 2500. What's going on, Max? What's happening?
Well, I fall into the category of I don't know if you can help me, but I thought I'd call anyway. I have the 2012 GMC. When I buy a vehicle, I don't buy a vehicle. I adopt them. I keep them for 8 to 10 years and take immaculate care of it. Well, this one, it was about a year out of warranty and about 15,000 miles out of the 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and it had a fatal catastrophic failure of the injector pump.
Crap.
And
okay, but how many miles out were you?
It has about 115,000 on it.
115. Okay,
yeah.
So how 15,000 miles out? How many? What about time-wise?
Just about a year.
Okay, well, you're out of warranty. I don't think we can, we get a lot of calls about just out of warranty. I don't think we have any claim under warranty. So unless you had this problem continually and they never fixed it. But what's going on now? What can we do to help you?
Well, this is Tom at Hands On Auto Tech. I just want to clarify, okay. Is this a diesel truck that we're talking about, right?
Yeah, Duramax.
And this is Hands On Auto Tech we're talking about?
And have you done any modifications to it, like power upgrades when you've owned it?
No. Okay. It has an oversized tank on it. Fuel tank, and then I put a air filter kit on it. That's it. No chip, no nothing.
So what are you thinking, Tom?
It's worth it to fix this truck. This is a valuable truck, and the diesel injection pump might be expensive, but it's still, you'll get a lot more years out of it, and then he could put a lift pump in it to help his new injection pump last even longer.
Is this a common weak area for these trucks?
It can be on the Chevys because they don't have a lift pump from the factory, so the injection pump relies on vacuum to pull the fuel from the tank, and sometimes it'll pull air, which will weaken it over time, and they can fail.
Yeah, this one, the thing that shocked me about this, it wasn't just a pump failure. They have it's a known problem, and the fuel filter is actually.
But what is your point, Max? And I don't mean that. I don't mean that to be rude. But what is your point? You need a repair. You're not trying to get this covered, right, from somebody else.
No, I just wanted to know if there's any options. This repair is $9,000 because.
Oh my gosh! So you want to know if there are options? Okay, what do you mean, like alternatives to for what? For
he needs to come up to Hands On Auto Tech for a second opinion. That's too much money for just an injection pump.
It would be worth the drive because he works on these things. And tell him quickly where you are.
We're up near Longmont, so just Google Hands On Auto Tech, 4 words. Google Hands On Auto Tech, you'll see our reviews on
handsonautotech.com or go to the referral list at referrallist.com. Yeah, you absolutely need to get a second opinion no matter what. That does sound like a lot. Speaking of second opinion,
how much are you thinking, Tom?
An injection pump itself might be about $3,000, and then you have maybe $5,000 to $1,000 in labor to put it in.
And speaking of second opinions, it never hurts. And with floor coverings, you'd be shocked because with Simply Floors Inc., you will save a ton of money. I can tell you that no matter what. If you have an estimate right now, or you've gotten pricing, go to Simply Floors Inc. for the same floor that you got at Outlet or you got at Exchange, Carpet Exchange or Carpet Mill or any of them. Okay, they're not bad people, they're not bad stores, but or Home Depot. Listen, but do you want the same product and better service, personalized service from a smaller company that passes on savings to you? Why not? SimplyFloorsInc.com. They are the ones we all use for our floor coverings. You should too. SimplyFloorsInc.com. You can make your own appointment or drop by the showroom, southwest corner of Kipling and 52nd and Ward. Right? 52nd Ward. I don't know why that was committed to memory and I just had to pause. Okay, Amanda, hang on. I'll get your comment on Granite Depot. Plus, we'll talk about a bad Subaru motor, discrimination against kids, and other car problems.
Get that rim. Seriously, make sure the level's good. I know.
We test it now.
Which you guys hear this rant.
I made a little less boring album for you to, like with the flamingos.
That is insane. She ate 2 of them, yes, in one setting.
That's
they're like chickens there.
Volcanic rock. That's the other side of the island.
You fry them, you bake them, they They roast them. They roast them like Kenny Rogers.
That's a
And it's all good because they just put the legs in there.
They actually on their website have a timer for the sunset.
They microwave them.
Flamingos right on the beach. Now that's a private beach. You have to stay at a
If you have
particular
a guy
resort to go there or pay.
If you've never serviced a
I know.
transmission in over 150,000 miles, do you just never do it? Or what kind of service would you recommend?
Unbelievable.
Drop the pan with
They're right there. I didn't know you could hold it to see the video like that. I didn't know that's what.
What's that place, guys, that sells aftermarket, like
Summer lights.
mirrors, lights, like headlights? What is it?
CRTI.
Kind of like the Peoria 225 area, right?
If they were online, I just go online and then we mail it to you. They mail the products to you. Certifit.com.
Unplug it real quick and play it.
Oh. And not even worry about it. Nice.
Yep, I see that. There's one here. That might turn it up. Let me try it.
You want to try unplugging my
Come up to you.
No, not yet. Let's do it once first, because you just need something.
Oh my God, they're right there.
They are. They'll stock you. Yeah.
Ty, do you have an account there?
Rent those out. There's a little hammock over the
Yeah, I do.
water.
Is it a cash account?
Yeah.
So.
No water.
I still have an account at Factory under my old Aspen. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
FMP, Factory Motor Parts?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're probably the best out there. I used to get all my filters, everything. They were cheaper than Napa.
They have good parts and good prices. I have a lot of trouble with their accounting department.
With their what?
Accounting department.
No, that's not good.
When they owe me money, they hold it for almost 30 days.
That's not good. I never had too many issues.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess they were a little slow on cords.
Oh, look, you didn't get it in your picture. Sorry.
How's that your fault?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that was,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, I did that a lot.
In the industry, 2% total, saving Denver homeowners tens of thousands of dollars per transaction.
Try now. We can get it all the way up. I don't know what else would change
No,
on that.
no, I don't
Because
know.
it sounds fine on that. It's just whatever it is, it's not going through the
I know.
main thing.
Try it in a different, try it in mine.
Okay, you're right, we're gonna try that in another, but wait, let me check.
6% commission your local broker expects.
Makes no sense, because if that mic works. Here, plug it in here real quick.
Go home. Your licensed Rex agent will arrange showings, negotiate offers, guide you through escrow, and even get you pre-qualified for a mortgage at the lowest available rate.
Huh.
Okay. Makes sense now, huh? How far is that?
Remember, that's a 0 out.
How about this? Does this work? Can you hear this? Is this mic working at all? This one? Hello? You hear me?
I think he's got the volume down.
No, I saw it, he had it cranked. So.
How long's that cord?
Oh, I can get it here.
Do it right here.
And then that, but isn't that his?
Well, yeah, but then after you play it, I'll pop them, I'll switch them again. Or put them in mine and I'll switch them again. But no, play that, it's good. It's really good.
Tom, there's a response on Facebook on Granite Depot.
Okay, and, from Granite Depot?
From David Porter, whoever the hell that is.
Oh, that's just the guy that listens. He's a good guy. Hi, David, I know. Hold on, here's what I'm going to do. I can't. I'm tired of just trying to sign on to this. I'm never using this. Okay, I need my computer. I just need my laptop. I don't mean for this. Rear taillight. My computer.
David Porter says, I think he takes his customers for granted.
Struggle with ED.
Did he say it?
I would suggest that you overcome your initial.
He's a comedian, this Porter guy?
And think just a little. There is an effective treatment for ED. There are people who understand the problem. Those people are at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
This is Jeff, director of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. You don't have to live with ED anymore. Give us a
Is it
call
working?
720-440-79.
You're right.
Or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
It's a brand new pad.
First stop station.
Online.
It is iHeart, yes. Let me go check with, I'll jump in here in a second.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Fuller Law, John Fuller, is a personal injury attorney, and it's apropos we talk about him on Car Day because he specializes in automobile accidents, and he really does. I mean, he knows his stuff. But if you're injured for any reason, give him a call. People do not know their rights, and they need to know. So no matter what the case, you'll get free answers to your questions on your case, free. Just call him, because he'd rather you get information, even if you don't hire him, than go off half-cocked and get screwed somewhere. So here's the deal. You call him, he'll answer questions, complimentary. If you hire him, he will only collect legal fees if he gets an award for you. John Fuller, Fuller Law, the real deal, on my referral list at referralist.com. Just keep that name handy, and I hope you don't need it ever. 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500. Let me get to the phones. And we have a comment on Granite Depot, and then we'll go back to, well, did he hang up the guy with the truck because he's going to just go up and get a second opinion? I guess that's what it is. Okay, Amanda, what is your comment on Granite Depot?
My comment is that Granite Depot is just like, what is it? It's called Planet Granite down in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
My family has a concept marble company that they've owned since the early 80s. And it's a small family-owned business in Colorado Springs. They branched out to make one up here in Denver called Denver Marble Concepts, and they have the same issues. They have people coming in wanting to have their stuff fixed from Planet Granite or from Granite Depot, and the same issues.
You're just saying after the sale, bye-bye.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's the way it is with a lot of these companies. And this place, you know, first of all, their advertisements are ridiculous. 75% off, 80% off, or never, ever, ever a lower price, and how can you never, ever have a lower price every week? Or it's just, I think people are getting tired of the hype and the big giant warehouses and being treated like that. I'm serious. People are getting tired of it. And are they technically correct keeping his money? Maybe, because of that receipt. But aren't we getting tired of this? While refunds are not automatic, how fair is that to keep $3,000 from a guy just because he walked in the door, $3,300, and went to consult his wife, and it's the next morning? Come on. Are you that hurting at Granite Depot? And not only that, but the culture that was revealed about being sick and tired of people, being sick and tired of customers. And I'm tired of people asking for refunds. That tells me he must have been asked a lot. And I'd rather burn the money than give it back. Burn it or put it in the panties of a stripper. Those are the words right out of his mouth. And I don't make that stuff up. Mark was listening to this stuff. And just the whole attitude. And it used to be that they bent over a little and did some stuff. They would bend.
Now they're bending people over.
Yeah, it's terrible. Anyway, let's keep going. Cole with his Ford truck, F-250. What's going on, Cole?
Hi, I'm having a lot of issues with this 2008 Ford F-250. I bought it last September.
What is the main issue, sir?
Everything. I had a complete engine rebuild because the DPF. And
Cole, when did you buy it?
September 2017.
So you bought it used in September of 2017. Here's what I need to know. What was the first big problem when you bought it?
The first big problem was a DPF failure.
What is that?
It's a diesel particulate filter.
All right. And so you had one after another after you bought it. You had to rebuild the entire engine. When was that done?
That just got completed actually about 2 months ago.
So what are you calling about right now? Who, first of all, do you identify as the bad guy, and what do you want? If you could just give us a shortcut, and then we'll ask the details.
I'm just trying to get a deal on a different truck. I'm trying to get Pedersen to take some responsibility on this.
Well, hold on. Who? Pedersen?
Pedersen Toyota, yes, sir.
Is it Peterson or is it literally Pedersen?
Pedersen.
Okay.
Fort Collins,
okay.
Colorado.
Pedersen. Why do they need to take responsibility if you bought this a year ago?
Ever since, every issue that we've had has stemmed from the, I guess, just kind of oversight from their.
But Cole, I mean, I tell anybody who calls, so I'm not trying to give you a hard time. They don't have any responsibility if they sold you a used vehicle unless they literally lied to you or cheated you.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Now remember, Cole, when I say lied to you, what I mean is they literally lied to you. Not that they didn't disclose stuff. They don't have to tell you. They can sell you a truck that has an engine about to fail. They don't have to say, Cole, this engine is about to fail. They don't have to.
Okay.
That's the problem. Did you get it checked when you bought it?
I did. I brought it immediately into a diesel mechanic.
No. Did you do it before you bought it?
I drove it around with the test or with their salesperson, but I guess no, I didn't really get it checked.
Alaramas, you were shaking your head no. Driving doesn't reveal anything.
No, that's always that problem. It's what you have not seen, what maintenance, what items, what are those things that are hidden, and that's how often do we
I
hear
hate
this?
telling people this because they call for help, and I know they're tired of hearing it. Well, you didn't get it checked out, because even if you had it, what can we do specifically to help you? And that is the question we will examine. So let's talk about really good granite, art of granite. Of course, all granite's the same, stone's the same, it's all the same. So what he does, Mitch Floria, he is a direct stone importer, and he sells it to you at wholesale. It's all the same. We're not going to lie to you and say he has better granite, and I'm not going to say he has cheaper prices. You don't get cheaper than wholesale. It is absolutely wholesale. What he charges for is fabrication and installation. He tears out and hauls away free, and he does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. And there's no hype here. There's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Turnkey projects by him. He doesn't shove you off like Granite Depot to a subcontractor never to be heard from again. He's right there from beginning to end with a project manager. And he'll give you prices on the phone. Sure, he might need some measurements or a photo or two. Give him a call. Find out. 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919.
Okay.
How's your daughter? Is she okay?
So frustrated. Oh my God, she's so frustrated.
Neck and her shoulders and stuff. Went and took John yesterday. So he
Is she going to get over to the doctor?
She has a morning appointment right now.
With the guy, who was the doctor you went to forever with John?
Vitality Peak.
Vitality,
no.
Wadsworth.
Oh no, mine was right here.
She got a drunk driver pulled down.
Oh my God, is she okay?
Yeah, she's hurting.
I heard about that.
Yeah, she slammed it. She didn't realize there was a big old welt on her forehead and hitting the airbags come off. No, did not deploy. Not enough G's.
You wouldn't believe the accidents I've seen where the airbags were.
Yeah.
God, in ours, man, those things went off like you wouldn't believe. It broke her nose.
What is the G-force? Either one of you guys know what the G-force?
No, I don't know the number.
I think it's
like they can go off as little as 20 to 25 miles an hour. Sometimes they can go off.
But it's not the sensors and the kick panels. It's the G-force.
It's the G-force on the speed.
It's the G-force that it feels.
What was she driving?
She was driving a Terrain on
GMC Terrain.
Yeah.
Man,
it's got that accident avoidance and everything.
They put them right in front.
Oh, yes, they do.
Suzanne, thanks for this.
She was just driving, and the guy just turned in the lane. She's like, slammed on a brake, and like.
Was it was he coming from across street? How did it go?
Northbound. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just.
For the heck of it, I'm trying my laptop here.
Sheridan Boulevard.
Down here.
He was in the center median.
On there.
A car was in front of her. A car went by, and she just followed that car. And he turns out in front of her.
But he got the ticket.
You like a higher one?
Sure. Why?
You're the higher one.
He's on his knees,
Second
poor
offense.
guy.
DUI.
You guys can't actually see
What kind of car does he have?
A Toyota Tundra.
Newer one?
And that's adjustable.
No, it's got to wonder what kind of insurance he's got with 2 DUIs.
Century.
You were comfortable.
So John already said he goes probably minimum.
So that guy that took my daughter to the bed.
But does she have uninsured, underinsured? Oh, then she's fine. So it doesn't matter if it's.
I got some problems.
He's come forward now. He's been getting
That's
away
what
with
that
this for
shit's
years.
for, right there.
He spoke up that he's getting
And
caught.
that's
And more
more
people are
thing. I
coming
mean,
out
she's
of
hurt.
the
She's just,
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Shocking.
She was years ago.
Suzanne was in absolute mess for 2 weeks.
I'm glad that,
afraid to drive. I'm not talking the physical stuff lasted a long time, but mentally,
feeling as financially secure as you'd like to.
She was out of it. It was so
retiring or experiencing a life change, and you own your own home, then consider a reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by losing the equity in you.
Without, you see how important those car seats are. On the property side, John.
Well, we know then it's that input. Okay, cool.
On the property side, anything damaged in that car, like in ours, both of our glasses, she was 150 pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. My glasses were totally. We had a bunch of food in the car from Sam's Club. But your car seat has to be replaced after an accident. They need to pay for that, all the damage on the car, anything that got damaged in the car. John will, they'll pay you directly for that. You don't want John getting a percentage of that because there's nothing he really does. I know, but he'll tell her that too.
Right.
But just all those little things.
I told you I'm going to bail out
feeling a little better. Anything in that vehicle, man. You think the vehicle will be totaled or no?
I don't think so. It's good damage though. It's that front end. The biggest thing is that has that accident avoidance.
I'm going to try to get my sounds up on this computer here and see.
So, yeah, she said it happened so fast.
What year's that car?
2013. So.
Oh, that's how it goes, man. When that lady T-boned us, I had less than an eighth of a second to try to hit those brakes. I mean, it was so fast. It was crazy.
Oh, she T-boned you.
Oh, she hit us so hard.
And your bags came out getting hit on the side?
Every fucking bag.
Yeah, but he had side
bags, yeah, but your fronts came out.
Fronts came out. Fronts broke my glass.
I think the fronts come out when the sides come out. I think it doesn't.
Oh, it was crazy.
It's fast, isn't it?
It is so
it's violent.
Wait, violent?
Scary. Airbags.
Oh my God, it terrified me.
That's the best way to describe airbags.
Suzanne was absolutely, for the first 15 minutes, in shock. She was in shock.
You just go like this, don't you?
Yeah.
It was so violent.
Literally, they say that when your head is off the headrest and it moves about 3 inches, those bags will be in your face.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's that quick.
It broke her nose.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Plumbline Services is offering you.
This is what they're offering, and you will love it. It is half off an AC when you buy the furnace. It's a carrier promotion. And right now, listen, I don't want to rush things like start Christmas shopping and all that, but the best time to think about winter is when you're not under the gun. So get an estimate from Plumbline and see what that deal looks like and compare it, because it's a carrier high efficiency unit. It's a very special unit. You're going to get utility company rebates like $1,500 and other credits from Plumbline. So give them a call and ask for that special and get a price. The other thing they always do, free second opinions. Truly free second opinions. And then electrical work, they will do for $149, including the parts. Any electrical problem, or it's free. They call it the Fine Fixer free. There's no loss there, because even if it's really a massive problem, don't you want to find out? You don't have to get it fixed. You don't even have to pay. They'll give you a full written report. So it's Fine Fixer free, $149, and half off. That furnace with the AC, 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, PlumblineServices.com. Okay, so Cole has had a litany of problems with his 08 Ford F-250 that he bought last year. And people, I want this to be a lesson to everyone. We get this all the time. You got to really do diligence, check out cars, and really do a lot of homework. But let's just say this. That's water under the bridge. He has the truck. It has 96,000 miles on it. What can we do to help you today, Cole? What do you need, man?
I'm just trying to figure out why it's going through a diesel particulate filter clean every 60 miles.
That's, oh my God, that is something to ask. So guys, he has a reasonable question. Why is this happening to him?
You know, it's a tough one to answer over the radio, Tom.
But what do you think? Like, if that particulate, is it the sensor, or is it actually clogging up?
It could be a sensor issue. He could have a bad injector.
Cole, do you find when you go to the filter, is it clogged, or is it not? Is it just telling you it's clogged?
It just tells me that it's clogged.
But it's not. When you actually... when you did have the sensors replaced.
See, sensors unrelated to DPF can cause this issue. An EGR temp sensor can cause this issue. And then what's his fuel mileage like? Is he dumping too much gas?
Well, we're asking these questions, so what about it? How's your fuel mileage? Did it go down the hatch?
No,
What is it?
Still right about 14 miles to a gallon. I do a lot of highway driving.
So, listen,
go ahead.
You're not going to want to hear this, but as he said, it's hard to do it on the phone. What he's thinking is, what's the first thing you would check, Tom?
I would look to see what his EGR temps are while he's driving, and then 14 is low. I'm getting 17.
Gas is what he's talking about.
I'm getting 17 to 24 with my diesel. So why is he only getting 14?
All right, Cole, where are you located?
I'm in Littleton, Colorado.
Yeah. Well, Al, you're in Littleton.
Absolutely.
What does anything come to mind?
I would do exactly what he would do. Hook up the scanner and take a look at this. That filter's in line in the exhaust of that vehicle. And so he's already hit on it, the fact that the mileage is down. So that's your first concern.
All right. So, Cole, he's right south of Bowles on Santa Fe, on West Church in Santa Fe. Some of these things are just too difficult on the phone, Now, Dave, I am really curious about an HOA discriminating against kids. First of all, I want to make this clear. Kids have no special rights and they can be discriminated against. There is no law preventing it, and it can be done legally. And the only discrimination would be if it was Indian kids, black kids, or certain religious things with kids, but not based on age alone. So go ahead, Dave. What's happening?
Well, my son was down. They went to the pool, and we got some new. We got new people that run the pool within the HOA.
Okay.
And she feels it's upon her duty to follow the generic sign that's up there.
What's the sign?
Well, the sign says no kids in the hot tub under 12 years old.
Oh, and is that what you're complaining about?
Well, I'm just wondering. I went online and they said, well, you can't really discriminate on age.
Yeah, you really can, Dave. But, you can. We're gonna.
I don't want little kids in the hot tub.
No. There's more to it than just discrimination. I want to explain this to you, Dave, because the kids' rights may be violated, but not because of age. Okay, just hold on. This is an interesting discussion. So, Dave, I hope you can hold. I'll take you first up. I'm Tom Martino. Today is Car Day with Kimmer Transmission, Pro Auto Care, and Hands On Auto Tech. We're having fun. I hope you are too. Stick around. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and
Fix It 24/7 to take care of me. Great news. Fix It 24/7 is
I love this.
$77.
Kids in the pool. What did that bring to mind? The Bill Murray. Yeah.
Take care of you. $77 off. 720-526-3939. Or fix my home.
I don't want any kids pissing in the hot tub, man.
Why would you want little kids in a public hot tub anyway?
As a safety
Your home is more than a
Why is it a safety?
Is that energy producer with Cam Solar, Denver's most trusted solar energy company with more than 3,000 solar projects. Looking to boost equity, protect yourself from rising utility rates, get your free solar guide. Get solar information.
All right, let's test it just to make sure.
Oh, do I need to put this anywhere special or not?
No, that's just like, I have to turn it up in there. So, when I get in there, let's test it.
Well, how do I get other sounds coming over this? No other sounds will. Really, if I don't touch this, it doesn't get alerted.
If you don't have any other website open, you get another website open, you put like a video player. Okay, but if you have nothing else open, you can follow.
Yeah, I thought I won that contest. Real contest. You can have $1,000.
Who?
Fix it 24/7.
Why?
Don't you remember
How
you
come?
have $1,000?
No, I had the absolute best out of everybody. When the clock strikes midnight,
Play something from there real quick.
and then the furnace broke, and who do you call? And it was 24/7, and boom, boom, boom. It was catchy. It was original.
It was,
wow.
It was, what is Kitschy?
Kitschy? Cheeky. Cheeky. I am. I'm going to hit him up for my grant. Whether he uses it or not, it was still the best. And he said the best.
Oh, my goodness. Mine was called the best. So it was the best. I called it the
Tom
best.
said, oh, that sounds like Mac the Knife. Please. Not even close.
What is that? Oh, no, that was the cadence you had. Dun, 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 dun. What that was. But that, you know that song, right? Because that's what the...
I know the McDonald's version. When the clock strikes.
They do that with McDonald's.
Past 6.
Did you know that was Mac Tonight? And you know why they did Mac Tonight?
Golden line. It's a good time for the great taste.
That's exactly
of
right.
McDonald's. It's Mac Tonight. Come on, baby, make it Mac Tonight. I never heard of this Mac Tonight crap you're talking about. It's purely a McDonald's sauce.
Wow.
Mark, are you a millennial?
Yes. No. I was born in 01. 17.
Is it a millennial?
Now, my wife might argue I'm 17.
I think you could be 30
mentally.
now and be a millennial.
I'm confused, guys. Is it a millennial? You were adult at the turn of the century, not born, but adult, right? Or not?
There's different.
I know
There is, it's all over the place. I looked it up too.
What is if they're born now? Or how about past
No,
2010?
well, actually, that's a good point. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think we can get much worse than millennials.
I bet you Trump's to blame.
Trump did it.
Right now, get 0% APR financing.
Turkey looks like man.
It dropped 13% overnight.
I know, it's insane. That whole country's going to be gone. They pissed Trump off, man. They're going to be gone.
But they also they're changed from non-religious to a religious.
Oh yeah, that always works out pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't the Romans try that? The Greeks. Let's think. History give us any.
When I was in Italy, I couldn't believe, like, every ruins we went to had brothels everywhere. I had no idea what sex addicts that entire culture was. The really rich would have rooms
in Rome?
Everywhere in Italy. We went to like 15 different cities. Everywhere. Florence. Anywhere we went.
Oh my God, I must be blind. I never saw them.
Oh, no. I'm talking from back in the Roman days, not now.
Oh, I'm like, man, I was looking for a hood, couldn't find one.
No.
Messes around?
No, yeah.
In Pompeii, the rich homes had a section where they would have orgies, neighborhood orgies, in the homes. And then they had brothels throughout. And Pompeii's not huge.
No.
I just had no idea that the Romans were that way, man.
They were a lot.
Did
Well,
you
the
know
bathhouses were all that as
the
well.
bathhouses?
Yeah. That's a crazy culture.
And let me tell you, they were no holds bar over there. They do anything.
Everything's for sale.
I thought they had an orgy place in Castle Rock.
Oh, remember that? That was good. No, that was the Swingers Club.
Swingers Club, there was?
Oh, dude, we had this lady call in. She's like, I live next door to these people. And we pull up an article from some newspaper.
In other words,
it was a beautiful home, wasn't it?
Well known. And people paid to go to
It's like $1 million, $2
No,
million
but they got
house.
food. But they also got food when they paid.
Food and drink. Dude, they had like 100 cars lined up.
online.
And that's why the neighbors are all pissed.
What's your birth year, Mark?
72.
Decades in retirement.
How about yours?
Long enough
77.
Where did you have to park your car?
Or crashes in the
I parked around the corner. And I took Dan's car.
Wow.
And I wore a mask.
But you went for the food.
I was there just for the buffet.
45 years of retirement.
Can you imagine eating that buffet at a strip joint? Oh, okay.
I think I did. Back in the day.
Some of the Goodyear
I'm going
guys
to do this. I'll keep it online.
They were all corn dogs, man.
734-1234.
They used to serve at Temple Woods, the lunch special.
I did it the one Diamond Cabaret.
I heard they had like a 5-star steakhouse or something.
Yes, I heard that too. I heard that high-end steakhouse.
What a bizarre.
Literally high-end.
Rear-end steakhouse. With top round.
Oh, that's comedy.
It would never end.
That is comedy.
They guarantee a happy ending after every meal.
You don't have to end it?
630 KHOW has your shot in the trip to our
Like say that guy said he'd rather stuff it down, money down the stripper or something. I think there are a lot of people probably.
Who would say that? Oh my God.
Well, he didn't tell the customer. I know, he told you that. I know. It's like,
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier, and making referrals as well. Help, information, and referrals for truth, justice, and the American way. You know, even though I've been doing this going on 40 years in Denver, it never, ever, ever gets old. I get excited when I turn on that mic because I love helping people. I love saying, you're wrong. You can't do that to someone. And them saying, well, what are you going to do about it? Well, we do plenty. That's what I love. So give us a call if you have a problem, question, or complaint, and you need help. We're here to help. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, or 303-MARTINO works 24/7, 303-627-8466. We have experts today on Car Day. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Alaramas Pro Auto Care, Tom Maggio, Hands On Auto Tech. They're in Longmont. And we are having a great time, but we left off with Dave. And Dave said that his kids were discriminated against at a pool, or he heard you can't be discriminated against. Like they have a sign up, no kids under 12 at a hot tub. What if they said no kids in the pool under 16 or whatever? Is that against the laws, the law of discrimination against federal law? Cam Solar is who I recommend for solar. Cam Solar. You know, sometimes the way I do the flow of the show, you might think I'm schizophrenic. I start blurting out. Or maybe I have...
we don't think.
Tourette's syndrome. Commercial Tourette's syndrome. Like I'm saying, hey, Dave, how can we help you? And by the way, Cam Solar. Go camsolar.com, seriously, for a free analysis right now. Free of your lot over the next 20 years. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. They do this because they will guarantee that performance. But there's no obligation to find out if your lot and your roof line and your house will get the most out of a solar system. And if it does, you can buy one from Cam Solar for no money out of pocket. Just the tax credits and low monthly payments you're saving from day one. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. So, Dave, you have a hot tub and no kids under 12. It's that simple. All right. So, I'm not a constitutional lawyer, but I'm going to pretend to be one right now. The laws of discrimination are meant for when
certain
it says
classes.
Age, that's right, age, race, religion, all of that. If
sex.
Now, there are protected classes and non-protected classes. If they want to put an age limit on their hot tubs, they can do it. And they apply it evenly. If they said no black kids under 12, that would be a problem. Now you're concentrating on the 12 years old, the 12 part. It's just not something that's covered. Just like bars, you can't go in if you're under 18. Even you know, by the way, it's not against the law for kids to be in a bar. It's just that some bars don't want them even in there. So it's really not a good argument. And I don't know what you've read, but I know you read that you can't discriminate based on age. But that is not what they mean. I mean, if you look at the precedent, that it's just not what they mean. They could even say, let's say that statistics show people over 65 have health problems. To limit their liability, they could say no one over 65 in the hot tub. However, they would have a problem with that because people over 60 are protected class. Isn't that weird? It's weird. So maybe you find another way. Why don't they want kids under 12?
You know, I don't really know. It's like I said, it's just a generic sign up there, and we got we call them the pool police. There's a couple people that are new to the pool board, so they look at that sign and think they can do whatever the heck they want. They can kick the kids out.
But really, though, you do acknowledge they have a right to you know, put up a rule, right? I mean, if the rule's up there, you know, you would have to have that rule rescinded or changed. And that was the part I was going to say they could do if you wanted to have that rescinded. I mean, why not? Who really cares?
Yeah, I don't think anybody cares.
Right. I'll bet you if you try to get it rescinded or changed, I don't think exactly. I don't think anyone would care.
Think of an amusement park and how many different. How tall are you? How short are you? How much do you weigh? All those rules are always in effect.
What do you mean, Mark? What do you mean?
I mean exactly that. You have to be a certain height to go on some rides. They can create rules for their own safety. Why can't they create their own rule? I mean, I don't know why.
Well,
12 years old to me, I don't.
Landlords say, no, I'm not renting to tenants with kids under 18.
Yeah, why not? Rental car companies say I'm not going to rent a car to anybody under 25
because fair housing does not allow them to do that with kids except except
an adult community.
Yes. Why is that? Because it's the law. I mean, they eked out, you know, their little niche. That's what they do. In other words, where it's not common sense, they just make specific laws. Most everything in life should be common sense, and then if it's not, so it truly is illegal for a landlord to refuse to rent to someone with children unless it's an adult community because the law says so. But the law doesn't say you can't discriminate against kids for recreational purposes. It doesn't say that anywhere. There's all kinds of that discrimination. You don't have. How about going on rides? You have to be a certain age. Now, the height part doesn't matter because you have to be a certain height, but what about age? They have age limits all the time. I would try to get it changed, and I'll tell you what'll get it past: apathy. No one will care enough to fight you. That's going to be the good part. And Stan, the HOA man, Dave, he can help you with the process. Stan is a guy who has taken it upon himself to really understand HOAs. He doesn't necessarily fight them. He understands them and can tell you the legal procedure, or let's say the procedure, period. You don't have to go to court or anything. Suzanne, how does he get in touch with Stan, the HOA man?
ColoradoHOAforum.com.
ColoradoHOAforum.com.
I can give it to him as
All right,
well.
good. Casey has a Subaru. She wants to follow up for Monday. What was that call again, Casey, if you can spark my memory here?
Hi, Tom. So the other day, or it was last Thursday, I had bought a vehicle from the Sharpest Rides. Not doing my research, I made a horrible decision, and when I bought the vehicle, I asked him, hey...
Now, wait a minute. What did you do wrong when you said you didn't do your research? What part did you get wrong?
Reading reviews on how...
Oh, you didn't do your research on Sharpest Rides. Otherwise, you would have found out all the problems Kevin Sharp has.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
And I mean, it was.
We get a lot. Listen, this is not a great big dealer, yet we get complaints more than we do from AutoNation. Think about that. Think of all the dealers and customers that go through AutoNation, and we get more complaints about Sharpest Rides.
They've got 50-something stores for AutoNation. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So what's going on? What can we help you with? What's the problem? Your Subaru, you bought it new or used?
I bought it used.
How many miles on it?
Miles.
How many miles?
40,000.
Yeah, but I think this was a problem. Isn't this the Subaru that runs on alcohol?
Yes.
You know, really,
that's the whole issue.
Casey,
it's a race car.
Casey, this is a really different animal. This doesn't even fall into the realm of normal consumer problems. You bought a race, for lack of a better term, it is street legal, but it is truly, you know, you have to use 117 octane, isn't it?
Understood. And I wanted to get it retuned. That's why I talked to Speedy Roo and all of them, because I wanted the car. The reason why I bought the car on 40,000 miles was because I couldn't find that year that body.
But Casey, what did let's concentrate on this to save time.
All right.
And if I can help you, I would.
I hope so.
What did Sharpest Rides do wrong? That's all I want to concentrate. What did they do?
As of now, they have my vehicle, so I don't think they're...
Wait, did you have a warranty on it?
No.
Okay, why do they have your vehicle?
Because I was so fed up. My boss was fed up. He went with me.
Casey, why do they have your vehicle? Are they trying to fix it for you?
We're finding my options. We're going through options now.
All right, so Casey, you had a car. You had a car. You're unhappy. You took it back, and they said, we will try to fix it, or did they say we will try to get you in another vehicle?
They said they were going to look at it. They want to look at it, and then they said that we can put you in another vehicle, but I said I don't want to deal with that because of all the negativity I've heard. I just
Well,
want to be
also,
out of the
Casey,
air.
whenever a dealer says, come on in, we'll put you in another vehicle, they're looking to screw you all over again. So.
Exactly. That's why I don't want to deal with them anymore. I just want to be out of their hair.
Okay, but Casey,
let me go about my day.
They don't owe you a refund.
I know they don't.
So
I know they don't.
What?
Like I said last time, I just want them to do the morally right thing.
What is morally right at this point?
I don't think you would do.
What is morally right?
So buy the car because you knew that you sold a car that had burnt oil, like shooting oil out of the exhaust. I mean,
now Casey, you would have known that too had you had it checked.
Exactly, but whenever I told you, they didn't give me the option like AutoNation gave my girlfriend, where they actually let her drive it for a day.
Okay, so Casey,
I asked for that option so I could take it to a mechanic.
Casey,
yes,
you hold on. You asked for the option, and they wouldn't give it to you. So did they use a gun or a knife to make you sign the paperwork?
No, absolutely not, and that's where I was wrong.
Okay,
I said that.
All right, no, I understand, but that's the problem.
Rash.
That's the problem. Because of that, our hands are kind of tied at this point. I don't want them to be tied, but you don't have any juice, especially because of the car you bought. What is it going to cost? Can you say what's wrong with the car without a story? Just what's wrong with it, not where you took it and how you found it. What is wrong with the car? Burnt valves?
Yes, burnt valves, or it's shooting oil out of the exhaust. So,
but you don't really know then what's wrong. What could it be, guys? It could be anything, right? Rings. It could be heads. What?
It could be anything.
Right.
It's just the fact that it's shooting oil out of exhaust. That is just
what does that? What does that usually come from?
This to me translates needs motor. That's the simplest.
Exactly. You need. Listen, and Larry. I mean not Larry. Casey. To get this done is going to be a lot of money, but. I don't think. I mean, what do we do, guys? What do we do? I want to help this young man. I want to help him.
So let me ask you a question: is this a modified Subaru?
Oh God, it's so modified.
It runs on 117.
Hold on, and we'll come back.
That can be changed.
It's burning alcohol.
That can be changed.
All right, so it can be changed. Here's the deal. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repairs advertising on Car Day, along with these fine gentlemen. They're on our referral list at referrallist.com. They want you to know about their special. $119 for a transmission service. It's a great deal. And that includes, of course, everything that you need for this service. And that doesn't mean repairs, but it's dropping the pan, doing the filter, doing the fluid, checking everything, putting it back together, and it's $119. And, of course, if there is any problem, they will give you a detailed report. But that is a damn good price. You want your transmission service. They also do general car repair, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. They're on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, 303-781-9858. 303-781-9858. Budget A1.
There's nothing you can do.
He wanted a race car. He still wants a race car. Yeah, he's not going to. Somebody else has a race car for $40,000. The smart thing for him to do would be to accept their deal to put him in a different vehicle and put himself into like a Honda Accord.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
But he doesn't want that. So
he not only has a race car, he has a race car that somebody already put the first 40,000 miles on.
Yeah,
they beat the hell out of that car before he got.
And then they traded it. So.
Yeah. So he needs to acknowledge he can't afford to own this car and, suck it up.
Well, you're asking a lot.
As far as the range, does the alcohol make it burn hotter?
Oh, yeah.
That's what,
no. So the higher the octane, the higher the temperature the gas explodes. So with these vehicles, they're usually dumping a lot of boost pressure in there. So what will happen is if you just use regular gas, the gas will explode way before the piston reaches the top. Pre-ignition. So that's what it is. It's got a lot of compression and a lot of turbo boost.
The higher they need that? I mean, what kind of compression does that car normally have?
Well, what they could do is they could detune it. Like you said, he could have it detuned to take away all that turbo, and then he could put regular 86 in it, But that's not what he wants.
But why would you need 120 octane if you don't have that compression?
Because the way fuel works, it's a mapping. It's timing and fuel delivery. And you reach air-fuel ratio mixtures that the vehicle has to have the fuel, and the octane helps support the power. That's why you need an octane.
I thought the octane is just to keep the ignition. That's the whole thing on the compressor.
Right. Well, see,
so you need a high compression engine.
What happened is
really
no. As he added boost to get more power.
Yeah.
When you add boost, you end up with more compression. Hence, you need the higher octane.
Yes, to prevent pre-ignition.
Boost is a pressure from the turbo. You're injecting compressed air into the...
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
They
that.
sell ridiculous turbos for those cars.
Yeah.
Those cars will lay...
Any vehicle with a
That's gotta be
turbo...
hard on the car in
They
general.
lay
It is
down...
very hard on it.
They'll lay 600
Hard
to
on the
700
rod,
horsepower out of that little four-cylinder.
So normally, what's the compression on regular cars? 6 to 1?
8 to 1 to 10 to 1.
So what are they jumping up to with this?
With the boost, you could be 20 to 1. It's ridiculous.
Holy! Wow. So that, I mean, he's probably got bad bearings and everything, right? I mean, is that...
If you detonated,
You don't get long out of those motors.
I think you basically said it, and they have an issue on the Subaru motor. The core leans out on those cars, and the core is...
So you really...
Yeah, you got to really mix them up to make them last.
Whoever builds them usually doesn't on a budget. They don't go for the right CC injectors. They don't go for the petrol pump.
Yeah.
You got to really boost those things, and they'll lay the power down. Those cars use 600-700 horsepower. They're wicked.
But they only last 40,000 miles.
No, they'll last if you know how to build them.
Your tuner, and this is where you depend on your tuner. And usually a good tuner wants $2,000 just to put you on the thing for a couple hours.
Yes, he does.
And that's where, again, they'll shortcut.
He
They'll
was
find
hoping
a
he had
guy
a race car, man. Where does he buy his fuel?
Yeah, really, good question.
Where does he buy his fuel?
Well, you can go buy Sunoco up at...
117
Yeah.
And then he can also buy regular fuel and put additives in it.
And most of the motor shops will sell the high octane fuel, but out of a pump, I think that what's left is up by Rex Oil. I think Rex Oil is going to open the LLC, and I think you can get it from those guys.
But you can put additives in. You can regular gas and dump a
They use
can.
the E85. A lot of guys will use that as a supplement on a boost. My son has one of these cars.
Yeah.
And so oh yeah.
It's a race car,
Oh, it's a race car. He blew his turbo apart. He has problems.
Don't you talk to him saying, son,
Oh,
you have
I
problems?
talked to him.
This is the mechanic's son?
This is mechanic's son. He has to have.
His dad, I don't care.
He likes the flames that come out of the exhaust. That's what he likes. Flames come out of that exhaust. When you downshift that car with that much force fuel and that turbo, flames come out of the back. It's so fast. The thing is crazy. It's hard for me to say this because at 15 years old, I'm building stroker motors, doing street racing without a driver's license.
Do they run like a cam, one of those cam?
Most of the imports, you don't go heavy on the cam because they flow pretty darn good. I've done a lot.
And a lot of them have adjustable on-the-fly cams.
Absolutely, yeah. So you get everything you need.
Alexandria Garcia-Cortez says that socialized medicine is going to be cheap.
You know, kids don't have the same civil rights as adults. Well, of course, because they're underage.
Unless they're emancipated, yeah. Yeah, they're under the law of their parents.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I just gave this number out yesterday because they said, Tom, who is that place you've been advertising about bathrooms and kitchens that make you say, wow? And I said, House Modern. Now, it's spelled H-A-U-S-S for the German background in engineering, design, meticulous detail. It's wonderful. I know Germans have that reputation, you know, with their cars and everything. And House Modern, oh my gosh. When you see what they do at housemodern.com, H-A-U-S-S modern.com, or go to our referral list, and you can just spell any way you want. Modern House, House Modern, or just search Modern, and they'll come up. The owners are from Argentina, and they do kitchens, baths, and closets from flooring to the ceiling. So the ceiling, the fixtures, the cabinets, the counters, the floors. Oh, they do it all, and it makes you go, wow. Now, it's not going to say ouch. That doesn't necessarily mean it's expensive. It's not your run-of-the-mill, that's for sure, but you don't want the run-of-the-mill. They cater to upper, middle, and high-end customers who want it for their home, not for their fix and flip, but you will see what I mean because it adds value to your home. 720-325-5040. 720-325-5040. HouseModern.com. Let's keep going now. Now, kids... A lot of people are emailing me. I want to make something clear. Kids do not have the same civil rights as under the Constitution it's been interpreted. It's not exactly addressed, but it's been interpreted that way over the years. They don't have the same rights. They just don't. But, of course, they have basic rights. When it comes to hot tubs, it's been challenged all over the country and struck down. I mean, the objections have been struck down that they can impose reasonable safety and health guidelines according to their own preferences. JR has a comment on it. Go ahead, JR.
How you doing, Tom?
Good.
I just wanted to let you know real quick, down here in Colorado Springs, we have a club, and it's known. 23 and over, no tank tops, no hats.
What?
No this, no that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, and they have their option to do that. They don't want a younger crowd in there, and they have in there.
Wait a minute. I got to get this straight. You're talking about around the pool?
No, a club, a bar.
Oh, a
club.
club. I got you. A club.
Yeah, nobody 23 and under. And where I work at our pool, it's slated out there in writing. Nobody under the age of 16 without an adult. The pool is open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. No children in the hot tub under the age of 14
right.
at any time.
Okay.
Because of the hot temperatures of the water.
Well, and really they don't.
One more thing.
Yeah, they don't even have to give a reason. Go ahead.
One more thing, Tom. I own 3 homes here in the Springs. I rent to who I want, who I think is qualified.
Right.
I do file applications, and I look at their...
Sure. As long,
JR,
that's okay to rent to whoever you want, who you think is qualified, or who you like better, as long as it's not based on one of those things covered by the law. You can't, just because they are black or just because they are 68.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but if they pull up to my house, Tom, my rental house, and they're thumping their stereos and thumping, and they're a bunch of gangbangers, I'm not renting to them.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
How about if one couple pulls up and they got 12 kids, and another one pulls up and there's no kids?
First of all,
it's up to him.
No, yes, and specifically, the number of children has been challenged before, and you can go by occupancy laws, and most occupancy laws won't even allow what's going on right now. I mean, landlords are turning their backs because there's supposed to be maximum, I believe, of 2, most jurisdictions, 2 per bedroom, no unrelated parties. There are ordinances and laws within the city itself. Larry's got a comment on discrimination. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Howdy. Yeah, I worked for the city of Broomfield at one time, and I was discriminated against prayer. So I went to American Civil Delivery Union, and they said, we can't do anything because you're white. So I got all my ducks in a row, and I proved I was right, and I went to Dick Lamb. Dick Lamb turned it over to Bobby Lamb. We went out and nailed him.
Well, there are a lot of accuracies, and there are a lot of inaccuracies in what you said. The thing about prayer is not that you're not allowed to pray. It's not allowed to be state-sponsored, meaning the school and the teachers can't have everyone stand up and mandatory prayer. And I mean mandatory, meaning mandatory prayer time, and then people who don't want to can sit down. They can't even do that. But you can pray. There's no law against praying. And if a bunch of kids voluntarily wanted to take time to stand up and pray, and the other kids didn't, and if they did it on their own time and it didn't disturb each other, they could, for example, if the teacher allowed them, if 20 kids wanted to get, or let's say 10 kids wanted to get up and go in another room and have a prayer session, they can, so long as the teacher did not organize it as a state-sponsored. It really gets fuzzy. People really do not understand the separation of church and state. It's when it's sponsored or promoted. It's not that it's against the law to have any expressions of that. Jeff, you have a question on bankruptcy.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? Hey, Jeff, I hope you don't need it, but are you thinking about bankruptcy, sir?
No. So we're down in Pueblo. This is actually my wife's friend. We just found out the other day about this, and I'm just trying to point her in the right direction.
Okay.
The 15th, she loses her home unless she comes up with $10,500. So
now, does she have a lot of equity in the home?
So she owes like 57. The bankruptcy sale starts at 86. So yes.
So the house is worth what truly?
Probably 100. This is Pueblo. So yeah, probably 100.
If it's 100 and she owes 50 something.
Yeah.
Okay. And so she got behind to where the cure now is 10-5?
I guess it's the sale date. I think it's even worse than that. I think she's already had the court date and everything, but she didn't go to it because, I don't know.
Okay.
Not using her brain.
So what would the 10-5 do?
That's what she said. She said 10-5 will keep her house from going into foreclosure. That's what she told us.
But, okay, whatever. So that's what's called the cure. But then she still has to make her payments.
Correct.
Well, did
So
they...
my question is...
Go ahead.
No, after you, sir.
No, your question. Go ahead.
If she files for bankruptcy now, she has a lot of medical bills too, I guess. If she files for bankruptcy now, will it stop that, or is she way past?
Okay. So it has not yet been foreclosed on.
No, sir.
Okay. And she owes 10-5. They gave her the cure, 10-5, and they gave her the notice, and they're going to file for foreclosure, right? And you want to know, she doesn't have the 10-5, but would a bankruptcy stop it? Now, Gigi Wink from Wink & Wink, they are bankruptcy attorneys on our referral list. We love them. They do a great job, husband and wife team. Now, Gigi, keep this in mind, Gigi. They have about roughly $45,000 in equity. Well, maybe, about $40,000 in equity or so.
Okay.
So what happens if they want to keep the house? Would a bankruptcy stop that?
Yes. So a bankruptcy will stop a foreclosure if it's filed before the sale happens. So usually you want to file it the day before.
Okay.
Because the auctions are somewhere
what
at 9,
kind of
10 a.m.
bankruptcy do you do to keep the house?
So if the goal is to keep the house, you've got to file a Chapter 13 and cure those arrears over 5 years.
They would take the $10,500 and they would divide it into a 5-year payment plan.
Yes.
Would there be penalties and interest?
No, that would all be calculated on that. The arrears amount would include whatever was owed up to that date.
So if it's 10-5 and you divide it by 60, then she'd have $175 due.
That's right, but she'd also have attorney fees that's going to get included.
Whatever.
In there.
Okay, let's say $200 a month.
Yeah.
Then what? What about her other bills?
So the medical debt that I heard about, that would also be discharged, just like in a
Now, when you
Chapter
say
7.
discharge, why would it be discharged and not carried over 5 years?
Because secured debt, if you're keeping the secured debt, you have to cure the arrears. That's part of the plan.
And plus keep current.
That's right. You have to keep current the entire 5 years.
But all unsecured debt is discharged.
Just like Chapter 7, unless you have other non-exempt property that you have to pay to keep.
Like expensive art and stuff.
Yes. So then they would also include that in your payment.
All right,
and
so we can tell them a plan right after this. We'll tell them a plan. Plus, Casey, we have not forgotten about you in the race car, I promise. We have more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. We have a mechanical question on a lawnmower. We have plenty of experts. Andy wants to talk about Monarch Roofing. Whatever your question, problem, or complaint, 303-713-TALK. We also have 303 Martino ready to go. And Ideal Home Loans is the mortgage lender I recommend if you're looking for an ideal home loan. Why do I say that? Because they know not one size fits all. They know that if you need a loan, it might be that you only need a certain number of years. You don't want to go back to 30. You don't want it 15. You want something in between. They can do it. They also know that you might have better credit than just to get approved. So you're approved, fine. But they can also get you better pricing if they tweak your credit beyond just approval. They do all kinds of things behind the scenes to get you the best price. Simply compare and find out. No one even thought about doing that with loans. Yes, you can. Don't obligate yourself before you talk to Ideal Home Loans. 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com.
How's Genesis doing? Do we know?
What?
Hey. Clint, we have missed you Terribly.
Terribly.
Hey, thank you for taking care of my daughter. Convinced her to sell that damn car she bought. That mess.
Oh,
I'm gonna bring them to you ahead of time next time.
Oh, it pays, man.
Yeah.
There's stuff you just can't see. People base a lot of stuff on what something looks like, or
God, yeah.
you can't.
It hurts what colorless.
We get that a lot from the Europeans. We get the Audis and the BMWs come in, and
Brand you want on
Yeah.
his wholesale account, and that's all you'll pay us. I heard our favorite Patrick called yesterday.
So he's equivalent to 2 days ago.
2 days ago. He's in a 6-month program.
It's a great deal.
Yeah, but he's going to learn how to make green buses. Our program is 3 years.
No, but we're doing sorry.
Yeah, we'll get
And
him
hopefully
started.
the company can take it. I mean, hopefully.
Those 6-month courses, we call them like monkeys. They walk up to the machine, push the green start button. But it's still a job. I mean, it's still a steady work.
Hopefully we can do that. I think every mechanic has said no to German cars.
yes. They're good. They build tremendous machines, but the maintenance is higher on them. And you've got to stay on it. And a lot of people drive those cars that can't afford to buy those cars. That's the bottom line.
Good answer, yeah.
They just can't afford them, and they can't keep up with the stuff that needs to be done. And they're great machines, but.
And then buying a used one, you never know what's going to.
Hey, Tom, Gigi said she could hang, but the caller hung up. Do you want to finish up with Gigi anyway? Okay.
Why would they hang on you?
You never know, they might have a work thing or whatever.
They only work half help.
You're right, especially with this white spring.
You make money in the market by being aggressive, but you keep it by being defensive. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. I made my parents' money in the market, but
The fact that this stupid storage space thing doesn't understand that all the stamps, their stamp is on the back of the check.
Right. Or you're talking about one of the deals here?
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's on a storage space scroll around. Their stamp is on the back of that check. It says the deposit is your account.
Right.
And the girl over there is saying that's not proof.
Oh, this is that one that tried to sell it? Did they sell it?
Well, it's proof if it went into their account.
Yeah. But
that's the stamps on it.
The account number is. If they get their account number, then it went in. Because it's they do it the bank did it.
Yeah, but their manager and the girl over there are saying that's not proof that they paid.
Oh, then,
So
okay,
I've gone to corporate, and I just talked to corporate, and the rest of corporate just told me, well, we gotta get proof that that was
well, all they have to do is go to their account.
I know.
And trace it.
Right.
What company is this?
It's called Extra Space Storage.
Now, can I explain something? This is going to be a war, and I mean it. This is going to be a war. This is do not forget this one. I want this one on the air when we can devote a lot of time to it.
They called me back this morning and said, oh, it's all taken care of. So I called the girl up. I said, they said it's taken care of. She says, yeah, because I had to pay double.
Yeah, but she will get the others back.
Well, let's make sure, okay? Please.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I think we told her that is that she had to bring it up so she wouldn't get the stuff sold.
Yeah, auctioned off.
And then she can go back later.
Yeah. But how a place can say that?
Oh, I agree.
And I'm not going to get corporate, and they weren't any smarter.
At least you got. Did you ask her if her stuff is worth?
Yeah, I know. Some of these people that move $5,000 furniture pay $30,000 hold it.
Hey Javier, what company are you with? I just got an email saying that you said a different landscaper didn't install something properly, so I'm trying to figure out your credentials.
With more than 3,000 solar projects, save on energy bills, add value to your home, and you own, so no complications.
What's that?
You sell. For a free solar efficiency analysis, 720-449-2935.
Okay. Do you have a website?
720-449-2935. You'll know whether it makes sense or not without wasting time.
Did you go out and look at one that Arborscape did? Did you look at the lawn? You said it's not good soil.
Visit noneedle.com for more information.
No what?
I miss made good things being gone.
Yeah, it says, okay, I got it wrong.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Genesis Total
Exteriors does interiors as well, so maybe they should change their name, right? Genesis Total Exterior and Interior. But it's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Mark Szymanski. Listen, they do everything from roofs, gutters, siding, windows, fencing, decks, and then inside. kitchens, baths, remodels, additions. If you need someone you can trust, it's GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509, 679-8509. Somebody asked a very good question about Granite Depot. They said, Tom, you used to do ads for them, right? TV ads and radio? The answer is yes. But this goes to show you that it doesn't matter who advertises with me unless they keep doing the right thing. Without getting into detail, I discontinued doing business with Granite Depot. They were not a bad company. They did pretty well, but slowly they deteriorated. I don't know why. I'm no longer associated with them. But that is not unheard of. That has happened to me before, where I've endorsed a company and then I don't, okay? Now, unless they're really bad, I don't go on and make an announcement about it. I just stop doing it. But that just goes to show you I can't be bought for that. I can't. Now, you pay me to endorse and consult your company and come up with marketing and to talk to the sales force. That's what I do. I help companies serve consumers better. I feel like, how good is that, to do commercials to bring people in and then treat them like gold? But if that doesn't happen, I'm gone. I'm gone. And I have 40 years to prove it. You would think by now, if I was just taking money from any Tom, Dick, or Harry or some scumbag, you would, and I didn't care about people, trust me, it wouldn't have lasted this long. You can't fake stuff like that. Now, Gigi Wink from Wink and Wink. So she is saying, if it's impending foreclosure and you want to stop it dead in its tracks, file a Chapter 13, then you come up with a plan. And here's what it is. All of the secured debt you want to keep and any of the non-exempt property you want to keep, you have to pay for over a 5-year period, and dischargeable debt, unsecured debt is gone. Is that right in a nutshell, Gigi?
That's right. 13 gets rid of all the same debt 7 does.
Except the stuff you want to keep.
That's right. And you can surrender at the outset. You know, if you had a bad car loan or something, you choose a position on each secured property. And you're either going to keep it and make sure it's current throughout the life of the plan, cure arrears, or you can surrender it. But that wouldn't be the goal in, you know, stopping a foreclosure.
So the benefit of a 13 is to keep the secured property you want.
That's right, and to force them, because they aren't going to take that $10,500. They will as a lump sum, but they won't take it over time unless you file a 13. That's
right. Like, for example,
them.
if you're getting foreclosed on and they say you owe us back payments of $20,000, and you say, oh, can I pay you a little each month? They'll say no. But in a Chapter 13, they're forced to.
That's right.
Now, but they still have to stay current on other debt.
They have to stay current on any secured debt that they've said.
Or anything they, yeah, I mean, yes. So here's what I want to know. Okay, if they're in a Chapter 13 and they have gotten rid of a bunch of unsecured debt, it doesn't seem fair to me. Okay, they do it just to keep their house. They're making payments on arrears over 5 years. They've discharged a bunch of credit card debt. They've written down their car loan so they have much lower payments. It sounds like they're living high on the hog. That's wonderful. They have restructured their life. But what doesn't seem fair to me is right after screwing all the unsecured debt, and I know it's not really screwing them, it's the law, but if they go out and get new credit cards, that would seem unheard of, unconscionable. Are they allowed to do that?
No, technically you're not. You shouldn't be taking on new debt. And in fact, you should be getting permission from the Chapter 13 trustee if you take on new debt during that plan. It would not be subject to a discharge if you did that, if you somehow got away with getting a credit card while you were in 13.
It would be unfair to me.
But that back.
Okay, so how many people, though, fail when they think they're going to make their payments and they fail?
It depends. You know, we try to be very sensitive to.
What do you think, percentage-wise? I know you know.
My guess is nationwide, percentage-wide, it's probably about 50-50 on 13. Our success rate is much higher than that because we are your lawyer the whole way through. We don't withdraw. There are some lawyers in this state, especially, that withdraw once your plan gets confirmed.
Okay,
and
now
that's not good representation.
Now, what
They need
about
help.
people? What about people who have every good intention, but by the time you add up the secured debt,
Yep.
they can't afford it. I mean, they just don't make enough money.
Well, we don't want to put them in it. Unfortunately, there are sometimes hard conversations that have to be had surrounding that issue. If you can't afford your real estate, you can't afford your real estate.
Period.
Yeah, I mean.
But do you get any equity out of it? If you can't afford that house,
You could sell it during the 13.
and you get
right?
to keep the extra money.
You get to keep what's exempt. Right?
So if you're under the gun to come up with 10 grand or 20 grand, and you have 80,000 in equity, a lot of people who don't do a 13 walk away from that 80.
Yeah, they lose it.
But if you do a 13 just long enough, you can do it just long enough to sell your house, can't you?
It's true. You can do it. You could have that be the plan from the beginning.
Right, and then once it's once it's sold, you pay everything and you're done.
Yeah, and
Okay.
there's also the option of trying to get a mortgage modification once you file the 13.
Okay.
And if that were granted, then you don't owe the arrears anymore because they'll stick them on the back of the mortgage.
All right. Now, Gigi Wink, Wink & Wink Bankruptcy Attorneys, wonderful people, 303-410-1720. Okay, so Casey bought a race car with a racing engine, 117 octane alcohol. He didn't have it checked out. He bought it, and now he's having major problems with the engine. And he's having major problems with the engine. He bought it from
The oil is like right after the bumper.
Casey. He's talking to someone else. Casey. All right. You get a hold of Casey if he wants to talk to me, and we'll take him. Okay. 303-713-8255. Mike, what is your mechanical question on the lawnmower?
Hi, Tom. I need to have a chemist out there listening call this show.
Okay.
And tell us if there is anything he knows of that I could add, an additive I could get at Advanced
For
or
what?
Napa Auto Parts that I could add to the lead substitute to put in the ethanol on a lawnmower engine that's over 30 years old.
So you want, because it's meant to burn leaded fuel, you want something that will put the lubricant back in the gas.
Right.
Marvel Mystery Oil, right, guys, or not? What do you think? What would give him?
I know that your local Napa and whatnot does have lead additives that you can put inside
on
gas.
purpose.
Yeah.
So for the old engines, they literally have the lead.
That's what I'm using now, a lead substitute, but I have to let it soak in for 2 days before it'll start.
Well, so what are you asking for? Something
If
better?
there's anybody knows of any other additive I could add to the lead substitute to make it start
I got
easier.
cases of this stuff.
Okay, hold on a second. We will talk about it. So he wants to know, is there an additive to the fuel that will help him burn unleaded and it doesn't have to soak in a few days and it'll start right up? What do you have?
I've got cases of this stuff from way back when. You and I,
That
10,
I endorsed?
15 years ago.
CLM.
That's it.
Yeah, but that's, and that,
I don't know what it is. I just happen to have cases
the
of it.
technology is wonderful. I don't know what happened. I know the founders died. I knew them very, very well. And then the general manager went with another company and he was a very nice man who took over the company and they tried to sell it. For one reason or another, it never caught on. And Mark, it is a wonderful product. It stands for copper, lithium, and molybdenum.
Oh, I thought maybe the L was lead.
And molybdenum. I just said it the first time. Now I can't say it again. But anyway.
What word was that?
Molybdenum. Okay, we have a lot more to talk about, and I love talking about Century RV. It's Car Day Century RV. If you're looking for a Cougar, and if you're just tuning in, I mean the RV. If you're looking for a Cougar, you can find them, the biggest selection at Century RV. And Mark, where are they? Are they up north or the west location in Lakewood for the Cougars?
Oh, God, both locations.
They're the biggest fifth wheel Cougar dealer, plus a lot of other things. She's got to go see them. Plus a service department up north at it's I-25 and 119, the Highway 119, and then out west in Lakewood, it's just north of 6th between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. That's CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111.
Yeah, that's when I sent you.
Yeah, so they have, she sends pictures.
Oh,
Have fun, man.
Thank you, Tom. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Pictures of the grass. Home and everything.
Yep, I see
daughter and all that.
Well, then I find out from Arborscape she didn't want sprinklers.
So, but actually, they
told me they had
newspaper
sprinklers
article
for
out
the
about the guy, right?
Well,
That's
no,
about the guy
she
who-
wanted to cut corners and basically use whatever was existing or whatever. She didn't want to do it
correctly.
So
With
there's
their
soil.
So then she emails me saying, well, there was two other people.
Somebody
Two
reported
other
it
companies
for
come out and tell me blah, blah.
but she
I said, well,
wasn't
give me
credible.
something in writing.
So nothing ever happened.
She
He got
sends me
away
this,
with it for
this
3 more
fucking
years.
number. I call
We didn't
up.
know that because
There's no voicemail, there's nothing. He calls back, he speaks no English whatsoever, has no idea what I'm saying, there is no evidence. I think she's fucking
when we
lying.
reported them, I'm a volunteer
It does
firefighter.
look bad,
So I
but
went
I
to
thought
my
he
fire
did.
captain and said, hey,
Dude, I
this
put my
happened.
own side in
You know,
one year
cop
years
money.
ago when
So,
I
yeah,
was
this-
in Park,
this is my cop
15
money.
years ago.
So I
If you don't do
with the
It has
cops.
stuff underneath.
So they
No,
will.
forget the stuff underneath. If you don't water it,
Well,
it
it's
fucking
my fellow
dies.
brother.
Well,
Like boys, you know.
I think
So
what
when they
they're
went hard
saying
on
is
him, they
they
looked
should
back
have
at the
taken some of that
2014
clay
case
out
again,
underneath there.
and now it has credibility.
Not if they didn't pay for that.
Second
Well,
round.
that's what they paid
So
for.
they got that, and then the third girl
That's
came
what I'm
up.
saying. Sod,
Here was their
reported to
answer.
school
Look,
counselor
you can't lay
that
sod on
something was
cement.
happening, and here was this guy.
Yes, you
So
can.
now a fourth.
You absolutely could.
But it won't
And,
grow.
they
Our
got
official
charged.
side is meant
So
to
he
go
must
directly
have
over
this
some
girl
you
was
saying-
in
Hey,
the Yeah, he's
gentlemen,
done now.
lunch is here if you want to grab.
Take over.
Look what it says.
I am real sorry. You told me that story. I told
No, no, I had looked
my
for
little
you.
Frank Kiros. I said, don't ever take for granted ever.
Her budget
Yeah,
did not
just 'cause
call
somebody's a
for what her
friend,
current
you know,
system was.
And nobody
Uh,
should be taking you to the restroom but your parents.
She wanted to use her existing system, and she agreed to that. We certainly could have changed according to the install complete a new line tariff. However, her budget did not call for that. Her current system was more than sufficient to handle the additional heads we installed. As you can see from the photo, her existing landscaping was mulch. Ms. Monroe, with her admission, had never had grass before. I personally explained on more than one occasion the site crucial it was to water 3 weeks of water term. Each time I visited their property 3 times, I had to readjust the water schedule. She dialed the water cycles back more on each occasion.
So she didn't realize you have to really water sod, which you do. You have to water the shit out of it.
And I put, okay, and she told me, here, well, I got you, listen to this, man. Just listen to this. This is crazy. No, this is the landscaper she told me to call. That was gonna, that had all the proof that they did everything wrong. This is what's going to verify it.
Okay.
Hey, Tom, turn that down just for a second. Yeah. Listen to this. This is craziness. It's craziness, I tell you. This is it. This is who she tells me has all the information.
Tom, you got pizza if you want some.
Okay. Thank you. Who bought it?
Al got it for us today. So nice.
You said a different landscaper didn't install something properly, so I'm trying to figure out your credentials. What's that? Okay. Do you have a website? Did you go out and look at one that Arborscape did? Did you look at the lawn? You said it's not good soil. No what?
No, it's not good soil.
Okay, I gotta run.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? I mean, honestly, what do I say? This is the expert. He literally has no idea what I'm talking about. I have no idea what he's talking
It
about.
sounds like he did everything, explained everything to her, and she decided to go cheap on the water.
My guess is that guy never went out and looked at Arborscape's work. Never been to her house.
I would say that guy, even if he was there, he's not going to be able to explain it to us.
Oh, nor did he take soil samples, I know, which is apparently the proof.
And, oh, you're right, Flexident. No, I didn't.
Hey, Tom Martino here, reminding you about Flexident of Colorado.com. For paintless dent repair, it's important that you know that. In fact, I just got an email from them. Let me make sure I'm not missing something. Let's see. They, they wanted to, this is a great one. They're giving customers up to $500 in savings for Martino listeners. So ask about the $500 savings at Flexident. It's paintless dent repair. It doesn't detract from the value of your car. It doesn't disturb the paint. They can get you right in, and they're great people. That's FlexidentofColorado.com, and there's a $500 discount that now applies, and I'm adding it to the copy right now, and I'm going to give you their phone number. This was just emailed to me, 303-619-6273. Even if you already made your appointment, ask about that $500. Now, it says up to $500, so obviously, you know, they have details because what if the job is $300, right? They're not going to give you money. So, anyway, let's keep going. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. That's Flexident. Okay, Flexident. Yes, back to Casey. Casey, man, we're really sorry. We have been going round and round and making phone calls and seeing what people think. And I got to tell you, man, a lot of people don't even like working on these engines. But Al made a statement that these engines can be converted back. Is that right, Al?
Yeah, it certainly is true. Absolutely.
But they have to be rebuilt in his case.
Well, I need to find out what's wrong with your car.
What's that, Casey?
I wish I could send you I could send you a picture of this.
Yeah.
But there's a huge spot of just oil shooting out.
Casey, we're not denying there's something wrong with the engine.
Yeah.
Really.
And what exactly is wrong with it?
We can try to find out for you. In fact, they'll take a look at it for you free of charge just to try to see what it needs and to give you an estimate. But here's the only problem. Here's the disconnect, Casey. Even though I don't like sharpest rides, you know, you never check this car out, and we can't help you necessarily get money back from these guys. We hope they'll do something, but they're not obligated. I know you're thinking they defrauded you, but they sold it to you as is. That's the problem.
And that's where I said I made my mistake.
No, I know that. So let's try.
You got to move forward now.
Deputy Clint.
I know exactly. That's what my boss says. Let's get.
All right, where are you right now?
And fix it.
Where are you right now? The car. Where's the car?
Oh, the car is at their automotive.
All right, let's see.
Dealership that's down the road.
Let's see if Kevin Sharp over there, if they'll get you either in another car. I know you said hold on before you go. Oh, I know you don't want to deal with him, but you have to deal with him because we're in the middle of a case. You got to deal with him. They're not going to give you a refund, okay? They're not. I wish they would, but they won't. So, if they get you into another car and truly don't pad it and just really and truly give you credit toward another car, I would like to ask them, Clint, Deputy Clint, not to listen. Here's my deal. If they could just break even, truly, honest to God, break even, would they be willing to do that to get him in another car?
He bought a freaking kind of race car, a souped-up thing.
Of course he did.
He needs to get that stuff checked out. What do they expect out of him?
And he said he made a mistake. Ed's got a comment on some comment I made earlier. Go ahead, Ed, on your comment on my comment.
No, it's a question.
Oh!
You were talking about it was earlier in the show about discrimination, I think, with the hot tub.
Yes.
And you said made a comment about people over 60 are a protected. You didn't say species.
Protected class.
Protected. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, they're considered at risk. They're considered protected. Hold on, and I'll talk about it.
The showroom's anniversary celebration.
I don't think it's 60, though, is it?
I think it is, because I was mortified. Well, at risk is different than over 60.
It's almost like a hate crime, though. They tack it on to something else.
But it's also for rights, like being fired.
Originally, it was done for employment purposes. People being discriminated for age.
I wonder if that's per state or if that's federal. Age 35 is considered advanced maternal age. Oh, this is pregnancy.
For consumers. All inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 KHOW. The Consumers Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 KHOW.
That whole deal he was telling us about
can ruin your life. Get help.
Highly skilled trial attorney Joe Lazar. He's offering
God, everything I search is all cancer.
Office services. 303-429-6200.
I'm going to search elderly laws.
This is Denver's Talk Station 630 KHOW.
It's called elder law?
Yeah,
the actual class of law.
70-year-old.
Oh.
An at-risk elder is any person who is age 70 or older. Abuse includes all forms of abuse, neglect, self-neglect. Self-neglect, that's interesting.
Yeah, they mean they can force you.
The Mueller team did complain again today about the judge with emotion protesting a comment that
And it looks like it's Colorado, though.
urged the special
Well, then,
lawyers not to focus so much on
they might have.
that Paul
I promise you it's federal.
denied. He wanted them to
Let me search federal.
But the Mueller team
Yeah, out there's oil leaking out the exhaust. It's not
Or
gonna happen.
1967 Age Discrimination Act had to do with employees
So why,
40 years age and
if that
older.
was happening right away,
Elder Justice Act?
Mark, states may also have.
Oh, no, listen to this. The Elder Justice Act was signed into law by President Obama in 2010, part of the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act. It provides federal resources to prevent, detect, treat, understand, intervene, where appropriate, elder abuse. Jeez, I don't know, man. There's a lot of them. How's that?
Lisa, Derek Almeida, and Max Harris have pleaded.
There's another one in 2006, elder financial abuse. It's called the Older Americans Act of 2006.
the federal or Colorado?
This is all federal stuff I'm reading now. The improper active process of an individual, including a caregiver or fiduciary, that uses the resource of an older individual for monetary or personal benefit, profit, or gain.
Almeida has said in interviews he thought he done it properly.
Tom said he left his son. Yep, here they are.
But it doesn't really define ages.
He said as much, telling the judge Thursday that the city should also be held accountable.
So they are, no matter what, they're a protected class under numerous different scenarios.
What are 70s?
Well, even 60s and some, I mean.
That's what I thought, but you said 70s?
70 is the main.
The Ford Summer Sales Event, and now
The Colorado.
time to buy.
No, 70 is the Colorado one.
Whole lineup of Ford vehicles. Now is the time to make summer go right with
Like on these, what is the age it says on the one you looked at? Yeah.
For employment discrimination?
Yeah.
40.
40?
Wow. 1967 was defined by the EEO.
Keep that up so you can say that.
That's a little too late. I'll pull it back.
Combating financial crime.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months plus 1,000 bonus cash on the 28th.
This, like this particular one doesn't seem to. This one's 60 years.
60 months at $16.67 per month for 1,000 finance regardless of down payment. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer.
It doesn't say really how old though.
See dealer or go to buyfordnow.com for qualifications and details.
Your is also a lot of times it's terrible being
This report is brought to you by Refill.
Well, that could be a lot cheaper.
The original list.
It'll be like the movie Groundhog Day for our weather over the next several days. Warm and dry, mid to upper 80s today, over the weekend.
You know, you always don't know what past people took care of it, but if someone's going to have that already modified, they're not just driving.
You know it's going to beat the hell.
The original list. Ideal. The best of the best.
NMLS 136756, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
And they probably didn't want them to take it for a day, because you're going to beat the hell out of it in this day.
I've been helping Colorado victims for years, and I can
And
tell
the thing
you
is,
every case evaluation and personal
yeah, but I'm sure they don't want to unless they're with them, because they're going to rot it for a day and say, hey, I was just test driving.
What are you finding out, Mark? Gluten-free friends don't limit.
There's all kinds of them. 60 is definitely. Actually, Jeff found a federal one from 67 that protects people over 40, right? For being fired.
For hiring, promotion, discharge, compensation, or terms and conditions for religion.
And then I found the federal one, and the Colorado one is 70. So the one in Colorado that's Colorado state law is an additional charge. If you do something to somebody over 70, they tack on, just like a hate crime.
You know the principle. You know the principle between state and federal.
Vitamin E and aloe.
States can be
fast.
more restrictive, but not less.
Yeah.
If you wear a
Well, it's all up to the federal law.
your breath is clean.
Because they should easily come down for marijuana laws, but they choose not.
To clean a denture because it's tough on
I was watching some deal last night about the state attorney general looking at supplements and doing their own investigations of the DNA of their marketing or advertising. And I guess New York was their attorney general. They're coming down and finding all these brands right off the shelf that don't even have what the product is. Apparently becoming a pretty big deal.
Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. For $39, get an expert to your home to diagnose any problem, whether it's plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. Then, if you decide to have the work done, you're under no obligation. If you decide to have the work done, they will credit you $77.77. Why, Mark? Why did they come up with $77?
I have no idea.
It's cool. So you don't pay the $39. Plus you get credited $77. So...
But you're right. Out of all things, 77. Why 77?
I think,
let's ask them.
I think it was like lucky sevens or something.
Oh, I thought it was 7 days open.
Oh, maybe. Fix It 24/7.
Because they're open 7 days a week. That's right.
Okay, so Fix It 24/7. It's $39, and no matter how long it takes, and electrical problems can take a long time, but you don't have to get it fixed. You only pay $39, and they give you a written report. If you do get it fixed, $77 off. Okay, that's 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939, and one of the best website URLs I've ever heard of, fixmyhome.com. Oh, gosh. Anyway, let's talk. 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Andy about Monarch Roofing. Andy, what was your problem, or what is your problem, sir? How can we help?
Tom. I can go on and on about the issues I've had with them, but the main problem is he's trying to charge me like 1/3 more than the agreed upon price on our signed contract.
When did you sign a contract with him?
Back in March of last year when that hailstorm rolled
March
through.
of 2017.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and under that signed contract, under the law, they're supposed to have certain things. It's fine. Let's just move on past that. And then they did all of the work. How much did your insurance pay?
All of the work. They still haven't finished what they promised to do. I'm sorry.
How much did the insurance pay in total so far, to you or to him or to both? How much exactly have they paid?
The insurance has paid me roughly $18,000 total.
Okay.
So far.
Do you have anything coming from insurance?
I have nothing coming to me from insurance now. I've received everything that I'm going to get from the insurance company.
Now, what was their original bid?
$13,000, roughly $13,000. I'm sorry, I'm at work and I don't have it.
Oh, just okay, roughly 13 grand. Okay, on the contract, what are they trying to charge you now?
Almost $19,000, $18,800 and some odd dollars.
Okay, now what did the adjuster value your loss at?
The adjuster valued my loss, I believe, at almost exactly the amount they're trying to get from me. But the problem is they didn't do all of the work. There's still painting to be done, windows that need to be replaced.
Now, on the adjuster, on your contract, did it have the painting and everything listed?
On my contract, no, it did not.
Okay.
Actually, but on my finalized bill, they have a list of things that they did not do that they're trying to charge
I understand.
me for,
what they did was they looked at the adjuster's thing and said, let's just do all of it, and then they put in auxiliary claims probably. So the question is, when are they going to do the work? Not if you owe it. If they do the work, you would owe the money, right? Or you're just saying you don't like the idea that they did not do it and they're charging for it, right?
Correct, and I mean, we had an agreed amount, and the scope of work never changed from the day that I signed that contract.
So did you want to keep extra money and not do the stuff the adjuster said needed? Were you willing to just...
No, I want to do it. I have I have the window myself. I'm ready to paint the house myself.
Okay.
I've just been advised not to do these things until I settle with this company.
That's a good idea.
I have the contract. Okay.
So, Perry, let me make sure I understand it. You're willing to pay them 13 grand, and they did
already have $6,689. I was gonna, and that was the half of the agreed upon amount. They got that from me when they delivered the materials at my house. That they needed half
All right.
up front.
I understand.
So
Yeah.
I called him last Friday, ready to pay this additional $6,689.
I know. Well,
Okay.
66 and 66, whatever. Okay, now, you're willing to pay it, but the work they did, if you add up the work they did, is it only the original work they listed that they did? Is that what they did?
Yes.
Okay. So the only thing at dispute is the extra work.
Yes.
They did not do it, nor do you want them to.
No, sir, I do not. Because
Okay.
in fact, they didn't contact me for over a year.
It doesn't matter.
So.
You don't want them to do it. Now,
Yes, sir.
if you erase that part of the work, the extra work, they're complete. They're done with the original contract.
For the most part, they were supposed to come back and finish some flashing, change some screws, but the stuff that I'm willing to do if I can just get them out of my hair, to be honest with you.
Then the way I look at it is the contract is done. You should pay them the balance of the contract.
Okay.
And you should. I mean, you should. You owe them the money. But what you say is, or what I would say is, this is how I would handle it. This is the balance of the work I contracted you to do. The extra work I don't want you to do. The extra work you have listed on this contract was never in the original contract, so I'm not paying for it, nor did you do it. I'm simply paying for work done. That's it.
Understood.
I mean, that's it.
I offered to pay him that last Friday, and he told me that if I do not pay the full balance by this week, he's going to take me to court.
Well, we're going to... Now, how does he demand payment for work not done? Now, I'm going to ask you a very important question. Well, I'm going to ask you an important question. And this shows the credibility of the person calling me. What will he tell me the reason is?
Who's that, John?
The guy at Monarch Roofing. When I say to him, this is what I will say. I will say, Andy is totally willing to pay you for the original contract, but he won't pay you any more because you did not do any extra work, therefore he doesn't owe it to you. What will he say? What will he say? Will he say, we did do the original, we did all of it, we did that extra work? Or will he say, you're right, Tom, we want to get paid for work we haven't done? What will he say?
He may claim that they've done the work, but the bottom line is I have proof that they have not done the work.
Why do you think he would prove he did the work? Why do you think he would say that? No, why do you think he would say it? You don't know he would say it, right? I don't either. But do you have a hunch?
Because of what they told my insurance company, because they claimed to the insurance company that they'd done it all.
That's what I mean.
Just not true.
Because, Andy, you know what? No matter who calls me, no one is ever, when they rip people off, they're never truly completely stupid and illogical. Usually people who screw people, they're really articulate about it. So it's so black and white the way you present it. They simply did not do this extra work. Now, listen, Andy, and you have to listen well. I'm not asking if you approved them doing it, or if you wanted them to do it, or if you like the way they did it. I'm asking if they did any extra work. I'm not asking, again, if you like it, you agreed to it, you want it. I'm just asking if they did any additional work.
No. I have another form.
Then you don't owe the money. Then you don't owe the money. I mean, you know, you tell him, listen, I'm paying you in full for what you did. You can't, you cannot charge for work you did not do, so bring me to court. I mean, what? Hey, Andy, how will that sound in a hearing if he says, Your Honor, we demand to be paid? Why? Because we did not do the work, but we still think we're entitled to it. Why? Well, we're going to do the work because he contracted us. Really? Show me the original contract where that work is listed. They can't, right? So, Andy, if what you're telling me is true, this is the easiest case we've ever taken from Monarch Roofing. Okay. So, where's Deputy Clint or Deputy Dan can call? It's a very black and white thing. Or Suzanne, you can call. I mean, really, the guy is asking for money for work they didn't do. This guy's willing to pay for what they did and to move on. I don't understand it. Somebody tell me. Now, Andrew wants to talk about it. Wants to talk about Empire Carpet, Empire Flooring. Listen, Empire is a sales machine. They're a marketing machine. But when it comes down to doing the work, we don't have good reviews on them here. What's happening, Andrew?
Hey, good afternoon, Tom. How are we doing?
I'm doing all right. What's happening?
Good, good. Hey,
This Empire thing pisses me off. We hear a lot about Empire.
Oh, sir, you have no idea. We've been fighting this for since June of 2017.
Okay.
I paid almost 10 grand for this floor.
What happened? When did you contract them?
June 2017.
17. And you contracted for how much?
Almost 9,000.
And what was to be done?
The whole first level floor of a engineered laminate style flooring.
Okay, now, that is 9,000 first level laminate, and what went wrong?
Well, the installation went in. It went great. Guys are in and out without a doubt. A week later, it was still popping and cracking. Okay, my kids are like, "What's that noise?" I'm like, "Maybe it has to settle." I don't know. I've had a couple floating.
Yeah. So where does it stand now?
It's
still making noise.
Popping. Oh yes, sir.
What kind of floor was there before?
The same style. It was a laminate snap together floor. We just changed colors.
Now I don't mean this to be stupid, but is that a normal thing, the cracking and popping, or is it really? You're not talking about minor, just creak here and there. You're talking about loud noises.
Oh, I'm talking about those little white pop things. Those kids throw on the floor. They go pop, pop, pop. That's what it's doing.
Oh, my goodness. Like there's glue underneath not sticking or popping up after you walk on it. Like more of a glue snap than we're not talking about a floor creak.
Or a nail head or something.
No, sir. No, we're talking about, and this is a floating floor.
Yeah, I understand. That's why it's doing it. So what should we do?
There's always a caveat to something, right? The first week I heard it. So I called. I got ignored phone calls, ignored emails. Finally, I had a guy come out. They nailed the floor down. When they put the
okay, so that in an attempt to fix it, they nailed it?
Oh, no. This was when they first installed it. So I called a guy out. A guy comes out to find out what's going on. So he pops off some quarter round, and when they shot that quarter round in, they nailed that floor to the subfloor.
That didn't cause that didn't cause the popping.
No. What it does is now that floor can't float.
That's right.
You know.
So
no, there's something wrong with this floor. Because
so they did you correct that installation error where it was all nailed? On a floating floor, they sometimes do nail a perimeter, but I mean, so I'm going to take you at your word. You're telling me it was not supposed to be nailed at the perimeter, and in this particular floor. Okay.
No, sir.
So did they correct it?
The guy actually had a good guy come out. And
did they correct it? Did Empire correct it?
The contractor that came out did, yes.
And did you have to pay extra?
No, sir.
Why? Why
would I pay extra?
The contractor did it free?
Well, he's a contractor for Empire.
That's what I meant. So Empire did fix the floor. I mean that part of it. Is it still popping?
It is.
What does this contractor say? What does he think?
So now, the contractor's in agreement. He goes, "You got a bad floor. Here's my reports."
But what makes it bad? I don't see. That's what I'm trying to get at. What makes it bad, Andrew? That it's popping.
It's a bad material, something to make it pop and crack. Because what's funny,
I don't
is my
understand.
neighbor 2 houses down,
I want to call Simply Floors Inc. Hold on, okay? Hold on. I want to call our experts. That's all we have to do. We have to call our expert. Ben's got a 09 Volkswagen Beetle, and listen, Mike with the real estate fraud, please hang on. Hey Ben, what's going on with your trunk release on your 09 Beetle?
Hey, first of all, I want to tell you that I did take the Volkswagen in.
Yeah.
And Al and his company did wonderful service on it. They changed all the fluids.
Yeah, okay, well that's good. It's a good shout out. What about this trunk issue?
Well, what it is, Al, I don't know if you can help me with this. On the release inside of the Volkswagen, we click it, the trunk will open sometimes, and we have to double-click it.
It's electric?
Well...
Is it a button that's electric or mechanical pull? What is it?
I don't know on that year. I haven't seen that one, but I think it's mechanical, isn't it? It's a cable goes to the back. Is that correct?
Al, that's what I'm thinking. It is.
Yeah. They need adjustments is what happens. They go out of adjustment. They lose their ability. You pull the cable, but there's not enough there to pop it. That's why it works sometimes and not others.
Ben, are you asking what you need to do to fix it or what's wrong with it?
Well, I'm asking Al, and I love his shop, believe me. I just
What are you asking?
Got a gift card.
Yeah. Ben, what are you asking?
Al, what would it cost to have that taken in and fixed?
You know, if it's in your latch assembly, maybe $60 because you have to disassemble that whole backside to get to the latch. You have to look at where the adjustment is. I'll look at it for free to take a look, and then I'll tell you what it takes.
Okay, now
Jeff just found something here.
Most likely, it's a little slack that's developed in the cable because what happens is they get stretched out over time or loose, and therefore, when you press it twice, what you're doing is you're pressing it in, and it hasn't fully released, and then you press it again, and it takes up that slack. That's most likely what it is, Ben. Listen, we have to take this break, and then I'm going to talk about real estate fraud. Plus, we have this Empire flooring thing I don't understand.
This report is brought to you by your local Ford store.
Unless they're doing it right now.
All right, I'm buying some Home Depot.
Is it down?
It's down a little today. Earnings are Tuesday.
What's happening? It's burning up, or what's happening? It's burning?
38 and low. It's
What's going down for the reason?
I think Home Depot's going to have greater because the fucking place is always packed.
Explosion of remodeling. Any of the guys that I talked to do trucks, they got work out.
Well, the reason I've asked is the reason it really popped before was the two big floods, one in Florida, one in Texas.
Oh,
that was a lot of Home Depot, a lot of people doing a lot of stuff. I didn't know if you're looking at it because of the fires or just for
Sure, fires,
okay,
fires, floods. I might go out tonight and start ripping siding off of people's houses that are close to a Home Depot. And I'll write, Tesla sucks!
Yeah, like you should have yesterday. You didn't give the old Tesla you suck yesterday. You got to do that.
25 years in retirement. Today, it's possible to spend 3 decades.
The question is, how much do I want to buy?
That's long enough to potentially experience rate corrections or crashes in the stock market.
200 shares
in the market by being
40
aggressive,
grand.
but you keep it by
I'm
being
going to buy
defensive.
200 shares.
You should buy some more help.
Bought.
My parents' money
So
in the
it's
market,
done.
but more
Can't even
importantly,
talk about it
I
anymore.
keep it for their 25 years
Now
of
wow.
retirement. Through numerous
go
market
40 grand just like that.
conditions.
That water under the bridge, that
prepares you for whatever.
I'm going to go buy
Okay, I'm going to go see about doing tomorrow.
I'm here to help. Call me, Carlin Tucker, at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
Win your way to our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Justin Timberlake, Fleetwood Mac, Mariah Carey, and so many more. 2 nights on one stage. Hosted by Ryan Seacrest. September 21st and 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Sponsored by Capital One. Capital One is using technology, innovation, and interaction to bring its customers great products, rewards, service, and access to unique and unforgettable experiences.
Michael Brown.
Afternoons 4 to 7. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that socialized medicine is going to be cheap because, well, people will no longer have to pay for their own funerals. Yeah, she really said it. Join me Friday at 4 for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
All right, 303-713-8255. Al, in any place on earth, would you ever,
and I'll ask you again, one more time, ever, treat a customer like, who was that flooring company? Empire. Seriously.
I know. Buddy Mitchell is on. We got to take him right.
Oh, good.
Let's do it. Then we'll go back to him. Buddy Mitchell, simplyfloorsinc.com. Buddy, this guy bought a floating floor from Empire. I don't even want to get into the Empire thing, but anyway, he bought a floating floor and it's cracking and popping. What makes the guys, the installer says, "Oh, this is bad material." Come on, I mean, I can't imagine bad material causing a floor to pop, but maybe it does. Andrew, what kind of floor? What brand?
It's a, let me get my contract right here. But not only is it cracking and popping, the top layers are peeling off and chipping, so you can literally rip your sock or cut your.
Oh,
your
well, that is bad material. What kind is it?
Shit, man, let me look at this contract real quick.
Okay, I popped it. Hold on. I caught it. You don't have to do it, okay?
So, Buddy, he just said a word, and I just bleeped it out. So, what do you think, Buddy? It just sounds defective to you?
Well, no, it could be a bad installation. So, two things. Floating floors move, right?
Right, that's why they're floating, right.
Right, so there's three, and so if the subfloor underneath it isn't perfectly level, you're going to get a little bit of movement. In our contract, we say that if you have a concrete floor and it undulates, you know, you need to have the high spots sanded down and the low spots filled, right? And make it as level as you can. And, you know, your homeowner can spend as much money as they want doing that. We can make it perfect, or we can make it to code, right? And the code is less than 3/8 of an inch variation in 8 feet. Now, that said, so if it's moving underneath, you could have a material that's fine and makes noise, right? And because if it can move 3/16 of an inch. That's a lot, right? That's more than an inch.
Yeah, but
you can see that much movement.
So what do you do when the floor's already in and it's popping? Do you take it all? Do you take it all up?
You have to tear it out, fix the floor.
Can you reuse the floor?
If it's not breaking apart, right?
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like his is falling apart.
Yeah, here's the problem. Empire, they won't talk to us. They won't do anything. Anybody right now who's using Empire flooring, in my opinion, you're wasting money. I wouldn't use them ever. They won't handle problems. Have we had them ever handle anything? What are they doing, Mark?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. How do you treat a customer?
They're not local like it. We call Buddy, even your competition, the local guys, if we call them, they'll do something. But Empire won't do anything.
Well, Empire, what people don't realize is Empire is an advertising agency, and they don't even, their salespeople don't even work for them. They're all independent contractors. So if they
what do they just sell? Do they just sell leads?
They sell leads to salespeople and then install it. That's the way I read their contract.
Does Empire have installers, and do they or do they send out independents for that too?
I believe I'm not exactly sure. All I'm saying is this: is they have subcontractors. They're subcontractors. They make them responsible for the installation. So if the installer's going out there and calling it material, it's probably because he didn't do the right job, and they didn't probably pay him enough to do the right job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sucks.
And I'm not I'm not trying to badmouth them. It's just their model. Their model is all about sales.
I'm bad-mouthing them, buddy, because we go to them with problems and they don't do anything, okay? So we can't have, I mean, you know, Andrew, I hate to tell you this, but now we do have I disconnected Buddy by mistake. Just tell him, Buddy, if you, listen, Andrew, we love helping people, but sometimes we're powerless. Why? Well, let's put it this way. We're not the mafia. We don't go out, you know, and say, we can't force them, okay? What we do, we expose things, we negotiate, we help, and most of the time, maybe 98% of the time, it fixes the problem. But when you have a company like Empire, we'll just do more advertising, and who cares if a few people heard Tom and don't like him, don't like us. It's like they don't. We can't really make an effect where they care.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what to tell you. It sounds to me like it's faulty, but here's what you need to do. And we would love to go after them and help you go after them, but you need to get a floor inspector, literally. You need to.
Yes.
I don't mean that installer. I don't even mean another installer. I mean a floor inspector to give you a report so we can have some real ammunition. Then what we do is we go after them. We sue them, and we can teach you how to do that. Our attorneys can help you through that process, and it'll be a thorn in their side. But you shouldn't take this laying down. How much money was this floor?
Almost $9,000.
Yeah, come on, we can't let that go. The good news is probably this will fall in small claims court. Take their assets to small claims court, and we'll help you through the process with our attorney. We'll also, we'll step by step, we'll follow it through. Yes?
Buddy had to go, but he did say that he would go out and look at it for us and let us know if it was a product or an installation problem.
Okay, see, we're getting started already, Andrew, so hold on.
Yeah, but they bought both. Regardless of what it is, they bought both through Empire, right? I mean, it's still going to come back to Empire.
Yeah, but we know what to fight for, Mark. I mean, you know, because Empire will say nothing wrong. Our subcontractor did it wrong. I mean, but you're right. It'll go back to Empire, but we need to have that ammunition, and that's what will happen. Mark, did you talk to Empire about any of those problems? Who called Empire before?
I did on that last one for a little bit.
And what was that last one, quickly?
Jeez, I gotta.
Jingle? I'm going to make my own jingle.
With that little cartoon.
There's no... Here's the thing. They're an advertising company. You're not talking to... I talked to Buddy Mitchell just now. You're not going to talk to anybody. They're an advertising company. Talk about, Mike, what is this real estate fraud you're talking about?
Hi, Tom. My name's Mike, and I'd also like to introduce you to my wife, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi there. I'm going to let her do a lot of the talking because she's got dates and everything.
Okay, listen. Whoa. Mike, we do not need any dates. We need a story, a very quick one. Then we fill in the blanks. But for radio, we don't do all the dates. You just say, like, recently or a couple months ago. Just tell me what's going on.
Okay, my wife and I in 2016 bought a piece of property up in Aguilar, Colorado.
What date in 2016? I'm just kidding. Okay, 2016, you bought some property, and what happened? Was it vacant land?
It wasn't vacant land, Tom. It has a home on it.
Okay, and what happened?
And we got up here, and my wife and I, first of all, needed to get FHA approved for this home.
Okay.
So the real estate agent told us, no problem, we'll get it FHA approved.
All right, and what happened?
So she went through whatever steps she had to go through and got it FHA approved.
Okay.
My wife and I went ahead and started the process of buying the home.
Now, you understand that FHA, there must be a reason you mentioned it, but FHA approval does not guarantee any condition of a home or anything else. All it is making sure it has certain elements, not if they're working and not if they're satisfactory, except for maybe the roof and some very basic guidelines. But I just want to say this.
Our well is the guideline, sir.
What's that?
Our well is the issue with this house, is that we were told that there was a working well, and when we came up to have the inspection with the inspector that we paid for, the real estate agent and the inspector were already up here at the house looking at things. But when we got up here to meet with them, they were trying to get the water pump to work, and also the well pump and the cistern pump to work. And the inspector couldn't get those things to work. So the real estate agent said she'd get in touch with the well company and they'd get it fixed. And this is before closing.
Well, okay.
An email saying everything was fine, everything was perfect. The guy from FHA came in and did his inspection.
Yeah, all I'm saying is FHA, okay, just so you know, so we don't waste time, I just need you to know this, that never, ever, 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 ever have FHA inspectors or FHA or the government been held responsible for their approval process getting people into a bad home. So, I'm not saying you weren't ripped off. I'm not saying we can't help you. But we can't concentrate on FHA because it doesn't matter. When they approve a home, it is not conditional. You can't hang your hat on it and say for sure FHA said it was fine, so it's fine, and we shouldn't have depended on them, and therefore we have rights. I'm just trying to short-circuit you, I want to save you a ton of time and money. You will never prevail. Okay, go ahead.
Well, the FHA appraiser never stepped on this property.
Okay,
and
again, I'm going to tell you, I will love to help you. If you want to go after FHA, then just take a pile of money, set it on fire. Set it on fire and watch it burn.
The real estate agent. I want to go after the well company. I want to go after the owners. Okay. They told us it was a working well. We moved in. We closed October 17th.
That's the issue. What's wrong with the well? Let's get to that part. Is it bad?
It doesn't work.
Is it dry, though, or is it the pump? What part of it doesn't work?
Dry well. We were told that it had brand new well pump put in. This is before closing. And when we got up here, this place...
Is any of that in writing about the well being new and all of that? Any promises in writing or emails?
I've got like 300-page documents that I can send you of what, the real estate agent told us, that the well company came out, they fixed the bladder, that everything was working fine.
Mike and Lori, here's what I want to tell you, okay? I honest to God want you to know that we want to help you, okay? Now, it's a serious problem. Your property is rendered useless without a well, right?
Absolutely.
And you closed on it.
Haul water, and now.
And most likely, someone is responsible, unless people are going to claim, oh, shucks, it just went dry. How can we help that? But which, by the way, I'm not saying it did, if it was an honest-to-God coincidence and went dry, and again, you don't have to say no, you have proof. I know that. But I'm saying if a well goes dry, for all those listening, and it's not, and it actually happens, you're screwed. That you can't hold people responsible unless they defrauded you and said this. They said, I know for a fact it works, or they present you with tests that are falsified and fraudulent. Now, that's what we have to concentrate on. So that's what we're going to do. This is a very serious problem. But we have to be really loaded for bear if you're going to go after a fraud charge against the well people and the sellers. It's probably fraud. It sounds like it. I don't think well problems like this just sneak up on people, okay? Somewhere in their past, we're going to find probably that they knew about this and didn't tell you, unless they did tell you, or unless they said on the disclosure statement, do not know. We'll explore that coming back.
This is Denver's Talk Station, where we were sure that was all fucked up, and on that contract we read, they had 3 paragraphs basically covering every single thing.
Depending on the county, they got to do a well test.
These people no, but a well test. I wonder what they put. I wonder what they put on the sales disclosure.
Can you help with this one? Because you do well with the real estate shit. We really want, like the other one we did. We got to keep them focused, though. I don't want 300 pages. Honestly,
do you remember that one I was talking about?
I got a hold of Cardio.
In the bankruptcy.
He got me in touch with Andrew Rogers.
I wonder on the disclosure. Just ask him what it says on the disclosure, man. If it says I don't know or no, if it says no, they're screwed.
Have a tendency to discriminate way over exaggerate. I said, I totally understand that. I said, but I'm getting all the information together. I said, Tom is happy to come down and be part of the team on that. And
with that kind of money, you know.
Transform your house center with is there a way for them to test the supply?
No.
There ain't, right? It's underground fed. And they go dry, right? You have to re-drill after a while, right?
Yeah. But normally, before it goes dry, they have telltale signs, and they call people out.
Did they say they had water even for a week or anything? That'd be crazy if they had it for a week and it went dry.
But this is a very serious problem. These people fucking made they have nothing. This is where a foreclosure, this is where you walk away, unless they put a ton of money down, you walk away and do a bankruptcy. You do?
Unless you can drill and hit water.
Right.
Yeah, but if the aquifer is gone, if they're the only one up there, I mean, yeah, do they have neighbors? Do the neighbors have water still? There's a million questions here, really. Where is it, Aguilera?
Yeah,
never heard of it.
Aguilera.
Where is it?
Aguilera is,
is it on the plains or is it in the hills?
It's in the hills.
It's hills, isn't it? Yeah, it's hills.
It's southwest, I think.
Yeah, I've been by it, man.
Come celebrate.
Man, I bet you could drill some deep wells up in the mountains.
I think Colorado's
already made bedroom groups and a huge selection of kids and teen beds. There's even a Denver mattress. Welcome to America's largest mattress and bedroom store at I-25 and 58th Avenue.
Right there.
I-25. It's right off of I-25. I just got to figure out where. And I'm talking about Walsenburg. Oh, it's way south. Oh, Walsenburg, south of Walsenburg. So we're talking about near New Mexico.
So that's where I saw it, because I went that route to go to Taos. You can go that way.
So it's kind of the hills, but what do they call it?
That's a gorgeous area, though. Yeah. That's a gorgeous area, that reservoir.
When I go to Santa Fe, I think I fly over.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. There's a reservoir there.
I love that flight to Santa Fe. Oh, man.
You can get right over that pass, no problem.
Oh, yeah. I go, it's really awesome.
Do you go east of Raton or you go right over? You just follow the highway?
Basically. So, I just got back from Cozumel, and we took a plane from Cozumel to Cancun, and it was easier just to connect and use up the points. Southwest only goes out of Cancun. And it had a alternative plane, wind prop turbo.
A little puddle
goes up, and the wind's off the ocean, the plane goes.
Hi, Tom Martino. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now, we're talking about real estate. Whoa. You want someone like Frank on your side. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622, whether you're buying or selling. And when you're buying, he does the due diligence you need to protect yourself. He also, when you're selling, he doesn't even hold you to a long-term contract. He asks for a one-day listing to see if you love him, and you can cancel after that if you want at any time. But people don't do it because they know Frank will do the job. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Can you imagine buying a home and having the well dry up? Now, I'd be pissed off. It's terrible. And if truly it went dry, some people walk away from homes and do bankruptcy. It's one of the worst things that can happen to you. I truly want to help Mike and Lori if they were defrauded. We really hope so. I don't know. I mean, Mike, how long, or Lori, how long after you moved in did the well go dry?
The next day, when we moved in here, there was no, they had all their belongings still here. So we had to unload the house and clean it out, and we knew the first day that we were there.
Okay.
We moved in the day that we closed.
Okay, so
we
listen,
it
wasn't a problem that happened a year or two later. This happened right away. Boom, you're done.
No, and when we went down, I had my boys run down to the cistern because we spent the night in a hotel, and then we came back the next day to start cleaning again and trying to get this house evacuated.
When you said a cistern, so tell me how this works. It pumps into a cistern or a bladder?
Yeah, the well pumps into a cistern, and then the cistern holds the water.
Is it gravity fed, or is the cistern, where's the cistern?
The cistern's down below. I've got a lean-to down below.
Is it pumped?
Once it's pumped into the cistern, then the cistern's got its own pump.
Okay.
And it pressurizes and pumps up to a pressure tank into my house.
Okay, now,
and it's all electric.
Now, if you believe you were defrauded, listen, when people believe they were defrauded, they go overboard with too much information. I don't need that right now because you mentioned 300 pages and I started breaking out in a sweat. What I want to know is this. The seller, let's concentrate. That's the first line of defense. They owned the property. Now, can you prove that the owners knew before you were involved, like that they were having problems?
Yes.
How?
Because when you do a Google shot on our house,
yes,
you can see that they had a truck there with a great huge water tank. And
excellent. What did they say on the disclosure about it?
We didn't get a disclosure, Tom. She didn't provide us with a disclosure.
No. It's required. It's required.
She did not send us one, and so we asked her to be our agent as well. Because
you had an agent that represented the seller?
And us, an independent broker, and we had to tell her because she had herself listed.
I hope she's got O&E insurance.
If she listed, if she listed the property, she cannot transfer to an independent. She can't be your independent. She has to be. Listen, another thing. You saw this truck, man. Is that ingenious? What I want to know, though.
Yeah, we saw the truck, but this was after closing when I started.
I know.
Got to get a picture of it.
But if you have non-disclosure,
we have a picture of it.
Please, no more sidetracks, please. Let's just talk. Okay. Do you have any invoices, permits, or anything that shows they tried to have work done on the well before you were involved?
No. When I contacted the well company who did the work on this to have them come out, when we went out the next
just
day,
please, stay on the story first.
Right.
When you contacted the company?
Yeah, our well was sabotaged. The lid was off. There was dirt down in there. The well company came out. They had the hazmat up. They took 80 gallons of sludge out of there. It was horrible. They stopped the water. They told us we couldn't drink it.
Hold on. Wait. This was right after you closed?
Yes, this was the next day.
Somebody sabotaged your well?
I'm sorry. Yeah, we never did a final walkthrough, Tom, with this agent.
Well, Mike, but I'm not Mike. Lori, all of this stuff you're telling me about not doing not getting a disclosure and not doing a walkthrough, this doesn't count for you. It counts against you. It shows that you led yourself into it. So I don't want to concentrate on that. Here's what I want to ask: if there's no disclosure before closing, there has to be one in the packet. Did they even fake one? They didn't even fake one or create one afterwards.
Nothing.
Okay, then. Okay, now.
If you look at her other properties that she has listed, everything has a disclosure.
Oh my God! Here's what I think happened.
She went and got an attorney.
Here's what I think happened. I think that they wanted the well to look sabotaged, because here's why. As soon as someone looks into this, they're going to say, "You ready? Our well was working fine, but if you check, they're going to tell you someone sabotaged that well that night they moved in. We had nothing." See, I think they did that to create a diversion. I think they did that on purpose. I think they wanted you to think that well was sabotaged so they can say all of your troubles came from that incident and they were having no problems before that. That's what I think. I mean,
that's not the truth.
The thing with that, Tom, is that would be all fine and good for the pump in that tank. But my well pump is, it's in a whole different hole.
No, so Mike, I understand your well. No, every part of it's bad. I understand that. I think they got caught and they don't know what to do. Did you say the real estate person lawyered up?
Oh yeah.
She got a lawyer because we filed a complaint against her through the Colorado Real Estate Commission.
You haven't filed a lawsuit yet, right?
No, because we can't find an attorney that will represent us.
No,
my husband's disabled.
Mike, Lori, please. What you're saying is, please don't say you can't find an attorney. I can find you 100 attorneys within a half hour. So don't say, what you're saying is you can't find an attorney to take it on contingency. That's what everyone, no one will. So no one will ever. Why? Because there's nothing to get. I mean, there's nothing. So why would they take it on contingency? This is not personal injury. This is what we have to come to grips with. We have to fight them, but you can't take them to court. They know that. Well, they know that. They know that your husband is disabled. They know that you're poor. They know that you can't get an attorney. So we're going to have to try to help you and put pressure on them and maybe find a way to sue them. But here's the deal. How much will it cost? You must have looked into correcting this situation. With no exaggeration, what would it cost?
Now, Tom, all I can tell you is I've talked to property owners on our same area up in this area.
Yeah.
And they've drilled up here for wells, and it's around $30,000 up here.
Okay. Now, do you think the whole system could be up and running for $30,000?
I haven't had a well company up here to give me that kind of bid.
That's what we need to do. We need to do that because you need to know your damages.
It depends on how deep they got to go up here.
Okay.
You know,
they have to give you an estimate based on different depths. Here's why, okay?
Okay.
Let's just put a number on it. Let's say $50,000. If it's going to be $50,000 to fix, this is something you got to come to grips with. To go to court is going to be $50,000. So, but I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to say give up. I really want to help you because if it's fraud, we may not have to go to court at all if we can prove it. But please do me a favor. I don't want conspiracy theories or I don't want I think or they said or I want just basic stuff. Here's that truck is wonderful. We need to figure out that guy that was there in the truck. Did you ever talk to him?
The truck was that Google shot was from way back.
How long?
I don't know what
How
the
long?
date on the. I have no clue, but it shows that tank in our yard.
Okay.
And when we got into this, the tank was inside the garage.
You have to understand something. Too much information still. So, Lori, we have to prove that the owners knew about it. That they knew they had well trouble. We have a
letter that they wrote to the state of Colorado saying that their well pressure had gone down and they wanted to know if they needed to get a new permit.
Excellent.
Or if they could drill the
right
same
now,
hole.
the very first thing I want you to do is your closing docs, okay? And only only pieces of information that show the owner knew something. Now listen, I'm going to want stuff later on about the real estate person, all that, but we need to do this logically. So I want everything you can find, even that photograph, that would give some inkling that the owner, the seller, knew what they were doing. Meanwhile, how are you living right now? How are you living right there?
We have to have water delivered.
Okay.
We were using our truck.
That's fine. That's fine. That's all I need to know. Please, that's great. You're having water delivered. We want to help you. In order to do it, I want to take it one bite at a time. Guys, I feel sorry for this family.
What title company did you use?
Well, what would that mean? What difference?
Because then we can get a copy of
that's
all the
a good
closing
idea.
right from them.
We'll get that off the air and try to get stuff from them as we need it. But we need Lori to get the stuff that she believes shows the owner had prior knowledge. That's the first bit of information we want.
This report is brought to you by Furniture Row at I-25 and 58.
So far, we might be able to have a copy from the title company to see if there is a fucking document.
Daniel, what happened with that other with the non-occupancy? Are they just living in it?
I haven't checked back with them later. And stuff,
See, that was a true screw job where nothing can be done because they
they were
signed their lives away. That's why I want to see.
Well, no. I disagree with both of you on that because they fucking signed everything on those documents acknowledging they knew everything.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
We can't help it because they signed everything.
Yeah, everything.
Here they didn't even
I have never seen a disclosure like that on real estate in my entire life.
Said you're buying something that's worthless.
You're buying something that you probably can't do what you think you can do with it.
And you probably won't be able to live in it. I swear to God.
And they fucking initialed it and signed it.
The last I talked to them, they were supposed to take the contract to Brian Siglian to see if this Brandon Siglian.
I don't really want to deal with him anymore.
Oh, I don't know. That's what was a few months ago.
We need a real estate attorney.
Why do you say you have to have? Is it Colorado state law you have to have a disclosure?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, right there.
That's why I said go to the title company, because if that's what I'm saying. If you go to the title company and there isn't one, what the fuck then?
Okay, look, I don't know what the penalty is, Mark. I never looked into it.
Oh.
What is it? Is it?
I wonder if Frank knows. Can I sell you land without a disclosure?
Wow comes from House Modern.
Let's get Frank on.
But the land would have a title.
I bought land without
Land would have a title. It would have to have it.
No, I bought
Not a
land.
title policy,
I bought
but
land
a disclosure.
Well, you're saying that. I bet you
Oh,
would,
you're
because
right.
that this doesn't have some kind of.
Here's what I fear more than anything, is there is a disclosure, the title company has it, and it says, does your well work, and it says fucking no.
You ever wanted to refinance your mortgage, but didn't want
That would be the worst scenario
Yeah,
for
but
these
then
people.
if that said it though, FHA wouldn't have funded it. How did FHA? FHA would not have funded it if it said that.
You've got to go, anything she says, you got to get the fucking shit from the title company.
You know who would be good for this? Marco.
loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan.
If there's something to go after.
I wish I had a dozen of them. No, I'm saying we need to raise money for them to go away. We do.
No, I understand, but here's the other thing. Let's say everything's done wrong, and the seller has no money.
One call to their salary-based mortgage consultant.
Let's say the seller owned 200 grand on it, and they just paid 200 grand for it. There's nothing to go after.
Okay, but the realtor.
That's true, O&E.
Said that she brought
Or
up
E&O.
and put it in the cistern, and then when the well company came in.
They don't have proof of that.
You
She
mean to
said
tell
that was.
me? Hold on. You mean to tell me that you think they purposely phonied it up?
That's what she said. They said the day before they brought water into and filled their cistern up.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have used all that water in one day.
No, then they used that to test the water inside the
they
house.
say that that's when they put in the mud?
Jesus.
The real estate broker is required for all disclosures, not the consumer.
Say that again?
The real estate broker is the...
Oh, so that's great then. Then you go right after the fucking real estate lady.
She's got a lawyer.
And how would FHA let... Wait a minute. None of this makes sense. Because they said she did both sides of the transaction. FHA wouldn't allow that, would they?
Oh, yeah.
Transaction broker.
By a broker, right?
That's not illegal.
Then who's she represent?
He represents both.
I'm Tom Martino.
We got a big one here. I hope I hope to God we can help these people. Are they still on, or did you put them? Look, we're going to get the information, but they bought a home, wells dried up. They have reason to believe everybody knew about it. Dan, aren't they even saying that the real estate broker literally delivered water to the cistern to fake the well test?
Right, because they couldn't get any water out the first day, and so then they brought and filled it up there and then had them come out again just to pass
the test.
Right.
Duke, listen, stay tuned for that, okay? Hey, Duke, what's happening?
Hey, I want to know aluminum or galvanized steel gutters.
Is it for what kind of?
What about galvanized is rust, but aluminum's weak and it's expansion and contraction.
Well, they actually either one of them are good or bad depending on the extrusion or the installation. So, obviously, seamless extrusion is the best. And a good installation. And aluminum does not rot and leak. I mean, aluminum are excellent gutters if they're finished properly. So are galvanized. It really is a personal choice. I don't like galvanized because you have to paint them, and you can get aluminum pre-finished.
Okay.
That's my personal one. And then a lot has to do with the extrusion. Can you even get galvanized extruded?
I think they
Duke,
could do seamless.
On your building, do you have long runs of straight lines, or is it chopped up
no,
like?
It's just my house.
No, but do you have long?
They're not real long. No.
Well, what I'm asking is this though: are they chopped up like a Victorian, or do you have the whole side of the house?
Oh no, they're multiple roof lines.
Oh, so you're not going to have really long. Like, do you have areas longer than 8 feet?
Yeah, probably in the back, yes.
But everywhere else?
Only a couple, yeah.
Wow, that's a weird roof line. Then extrusion becomes less important because obviously you're going to have a seam everywhere your roof line changes, right?
Right.
The only time extrusion makes a lot of sense is when you have long gutter runs.
Yeah, they said they could do seamless either one, I think they said. And
yeah, but sometimes it's not
aluminum.
worth paying for the seamless because it's not really seamless because you don't even have 8 feet before you have to put a new panel on anyway, you know? So
Right. Well, it's an insurance claim, so that doesn't make any difference, really.
Okay, then go with the best. I would go with a pre-finished aluminum 5 or 6 inch.
Right, okay, cool.
That's what I would do, man. I would use some kind of gutter protection if I was doing it brand new from the start. I'm a big believer in gutter protection. Now, unfortunately, you know, gutter, what is that one that everyone talks? You know, the Carl. Helmet. Carl. He does a good job promoting gutter helmet, but it's overpriced. I mean, what does overpriced mean? It mean, you know, there is no law on price. I just think it's overpriced. You know, it is a great product, but there are other products just as good. I would go with something that I would do a lot of research and go with something cheaper if I could. Ty, what's happening? Ty. Okay. Therefore, we go to Ken. Ken, what's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm just trying to get internet. I'm trying to find the lowest price.
Mark, the lowest price internet, what do you think?
Well, currently the lowest price is going to be CenturyLink.
CenturyLink?
I didn't say the best service. I didn't say the fastest speeds, but the best price.
Okay.
That's really what you should do right now. I like Comcast. And listen, if you have TV and you want phone, I don't think there's anything better than their combination.
Not all of us can get it, though.
I know, that's the problem. I'm Tom Martino. We're out of time. I want to thank Pro Auto Care and Kimmer Transmission. Save all your problems for me. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and I trust Fix It 24/7.
So let's stay on.
Don't let them send you theirs because we know they don't have a disclosure.
So they have to let the title company know that we can do it, or they can.
No, the title company can send them the digital file, and they can send it right to us.
Those are public. Those are public records, you know. I mean, they may not like the idea, and they may have a policy against it.
And the quickest way to get them, though, is they get it and just forward it to us. You're right, though. I didn't pick up on that FHA. That's really fucked up.
Everything's like.
Well, that's only if they said we know it doesn't work, but.
And if there really isn't a disclosure, well, then the title company's policy would kick in.
Who's with it?
The title policy. If you're saying that you have to have a disclosure.
The title doesn't ensure their closing. It ensures.
Geez, if they miss paperwork, that's
You sign something that says they are not in charge of your closing and you do not hold them responsible for your closing. In fact, it says that if any documents are missing or ever, they're not responsible. They're responsible for anything recorded against the title that they missed. That's all they're.
How about if they miss a signature? And I come back and say he never fucking sold it?
No.
They're